Hi, this is Jeff.
And this is Steve.
From the 12A Podcast,
where we talk entertainment and movies.
Under a budget.
Listen to us at 4eyeradio.com.
And now, enjoy our friends on this next podcast.
Hey listeners, Eric here, also known as Trekkie B47, from the Starfleet Escape Podcast and the Ranger Command Power Hour. The more phenomenal episode you're about to listen to is brought to you by Raven Designs, illustration and design that fit your personality. For samples and inquiries, visit ravencruise.com.
Good evening, everybody. I'm Eric Dewey.
And I'm Stephen Mooney.
And we are Socially Awkward. Tonight is Friday. It is February the 15th. We survived Valentine's Day.
Woo!
Everybody, I don't know if you knew that was happening yesterday. It wasn't just a good day to die hard. It was also Valentine's Day. And we survived. And we also survived the asteroid that was about to hit us at noon and kill everybody, but it did. So we're good.
So I guess all the religious nuts were wrong again?
Again. Actually, I didn't hear any religious stuff about that, just people who didn't understand that we knew exactly where the asteroid was going to be.
Oh.
And so they said, near-Earth object. So...
Was that the exact word?
Yeah, those are exact words. That was actually CNN. CNN.com. That's what I saw. The headline.
CNN.com.
It was CNN.com.
Breaking news from CNN. We got Tracy Morgan on the scene. There's shit fall from the sky! What does that mean? Is it Armageddon? Am I in the second movie? Where's Bruce Willis?
I don't know. Well, second movie? I have to break something to you. Spoiler alert. Bruce didn't make it through the first one.
What? He made it through Cop-Out.
He was dead the entire time. Oh, wait. No, that's a different movie. My bad. Anyway.
Yeah, was that a good day to die hard?
Yes. I wish. Oh, but anyways, obviously we are live right now, and you can join the chat room, which a lot of people have. We see a ton of people in the chat room. Thank you.
Yes, thank you, people.
Except for that guy promoting his other show. You're about to get kicked soon, so don't worry about it. But anyways, we also have a call-in number available. You can call us at 646-478-5212. You can always find us online at sociallyawkwardstudios.com, also at 4eyeradio.com. You can find us on iTunes by searching either 4eyed Radio or Socially Awkward Studios. You can find us on Stitcher. You can find us even over across the sea in Ireland on XLR Radio. We are going to be playing on Saturday afternoons over there, so don't miss that if you're, in the land of the green, enchanted greenness, or I don't know, the Emerald Isle. Is that what they call it? Something like that?
That was the Drunken Isles.
Yeah, same thing.
I'm allowed to say that. I'm Irish. They're my people. It's cool.
It's our word.
We're tight.
It's our word.
Yeah, it's our word. We're taking it back.
Well, we also have a special guest in studio with us today. We have Matthew Renfro of the Fro Show, the new break show that we have here on Socially Awkward Studios. He is in studio with us today to talk about his show. Matthew, say hi to the people.
Oh, you guys talking to me?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, hi.
Oh,
hi.
It just got
real sexy.
It got a little sensual, didn't it?
But
just a little bit.
If I had a collared shirt, I have to pop it right now.
Nice. Yeah, so thanks for having me on.
No, thanks for being here.
It's cool.
It's cool to be here.
It's nice seeing you again.
I know.
It's nice meeting you.
I haven't seen Matt since the summer of 1984. He found me as a traveling blues magician, and he was all like, "Why are you being a blue magician? This doesn't make any sense." I was like, "Well, all my magic tricks were with blue," and then he's like, "Why don't you just become a musician?" I was like, "Oh, I did it wrong."
Hey,
and then you thought everything was going horribly. You thought this will never work. You gave it up. You quit, and the next year, Blue Man Group came out.
I know. Sons of a bitch.
You're like, oh, that was my idea.
You remember that Cherry Red Eye Rock?
Oh yeah.
Oh man, I think it was great.
Well, Stephen, since you do know Matthew better, I was going to go ahead and let you run point on our interview this evening
that's a bad idea.
with Matthew to find out a little bit more about the Fro Show podcast and how it came to be and what it's all about.
Well, yeah, I know Matt. He actually he's been a musician He plays guitar, he sings, he's done a lot of stuff throughout high school. When we went to high school together, he was basically pretty much the ladies' man, if you want to say. I was just curious, how did you get into, did you listen to any podcasts in the beginning and thought, like, oh, this is something I might want to try, or have you always just been fascinated with music that you're like, I really, what is a good media to, put this into?
I guess it's kind of like it's a combination of a lot of things. I've always wanted to do radio. I used to work at a local Mexican food restaurant here in the Valley, Valley Luna. I don't know if you know.
Oh, yes, I love Valley Luna.
And I had this couple that would come in, and they would always like comment on my voice and say, you should really go into radio.
They came in and told you you had a face for radio?
Oh yeah.
I don't think that was meant to be a compliment. It's good that you took it that way.
I took it though. No. So that just kind of got me thinking. I was like, wow, maybe that is really something that I could possibly do, and then I never went back to school.
Okay. Like most of us.
Yeah. And so just going through, obviously, like, I love music, and I played in bands out here in the Valley and all that stuff, so it's always been a passion of mine. But one thing is, growing up, I made a lot of like mixtapes.
Oh yeah.
And so it was always one of those things where it was like, I would like to express music to all these different people, because I thought it was badass, and why not, give it to the masses or whatnot if I could, or if, a girl that I was dating at the time or whatnot. So I started listening to podcasts, and, it was actually not too long ago, but, like we were talking about earlier, Eric, like the Nerdist podcast, and even just their whole channel has a lot of good content on there, and it's really fun to listen to, and it's stuff that I find really interesting. And then I came across you guys, and I was like, oh crap, well, if they can do it, why not?
Yeah.
Why can't I?
These idiots can do it. Anybody can. Trust me, folks, that is an accurate statement.
No, it is. It really is. Most likely to be an idiot and start a podcast was actually in my yearbook.
So that's why, I reached out to you guys. I had an idea, and so here we are. It worked out.
Yeah, it was great. You came to us with the idea for the show, and the first one you did was really great. I really loved the format of it. You basically played some music that meant stuff to you, and and you told us about the music, and then played it. And then we found out that there might be some licensing issues with some of that music, and we really didn't want to get too far into that. And for a moment I thought, oh, well, this really sucks, because this is awesome, and you're really good at what you were doing, and I wanted it, but I didn't want to deal with the legal repercussions.
I understand. Neither did I.
So we had talked about maybe finding some Creative Commons music, maybe finding some local indie artists and stuff like that who want their stuff promoted on podcasts and things like that. And you were so willing to work with us to do that, to change your format around, to use music that was not licensed, didn't have any licensing issues, baggage with it. So,
right.
And that was fantastic. And I think we ended up with something even better in the long run, because not only do we have the ability now to showcase some local artists, some independent artists trying to get out there, but the chances are very likely if we tell them, hey, by the way, your music's being played on our podcast over here, maybe they'll tell people, hey, my music's being played on this podcast over here, and bring some more listeners in on our side too. So
that's a big thing that we're
mutually beneficial.
That we really like to do. Like, we like to get a lot of the local, comic book artists. We like to get a lot of the local cosplayers and actresses, makeup artists, anybody who does something interesting and we find unique. We just come on the show, and we're like, basically promote yourself for an hour, and if you want to hang out with it, like, we don't even tell people you have to stay for the entire show. I'm like, if they want to leave after the break, after they've done promoting stuff, but a lot of them like to stay, and they like to shoot the shit with the show notes, and they have their own unique thing. So I think it's great. To me, it's just like, it's free publicity. You get to come out here, and a lot of times we love these guests, and we're like, hey, come back on stuff. I know, like, sometimes, Eric and I, if we can't do it, we'll try to get a guest host and stuff like that. So we love to bring, somebody back on that already been on the show and stuff. And it's just, I think it's just a good community, because it's like, we're not telling you it's like, okay, well, this is what you have to do on the show. Most radio shows are like that. They're like, okay, you have this much time to do this, you have this much time to do that, and it's really, structured. Like, we do have a little bit of structure, but if anybody's listening to the show, we really do go off on tangents a lot. So, but yeah, I figure, anybody wants to come on, they want to promote their stuff, it's a great thing. And basically, like, I love having that break now, because it's like, it's a lot structure than what we had, because before it'd just be like we'd have like all these little short things, so Eric would literally have to sit at the computer and be like, okay, now I gotta play this one now. Okay, this one's finishing up now. I gotta this is like now he's like
click, okay, we got 2
last
minutes.
week he was like, we have 18 minutes. What are we gonna do? You know, so it's really nice, and I like it because it gives a lot of people new content. I've always been a big passionate for music and always learning about new, because a lot of people have done that. Some people mention a band, like I've never heard of that, and then you listen to it's like, oh, you know, it's really freaking good. You know, so to me, I always love it because it's like it gives me a good, you know, sense of like, oh, okay, oh, this is new, this is, oh, this band's been out for how long? I've never even heard of this band. You know, so I really enjoy it because, well, obviously, you know, because I'm a drummer and everything so it's like all these kind of different, you know, things, and we, you know, just always love music. So I just absolutely love, you know, just the show, and like everyone's been saying, like, yeah, he does have a very good DJ voice. Like I'm thinking just bringing him on just like, you know, to replace Erickson.
Oh crap! Hey, I mean, if you're looking for musicians, remember I did play tuba in the high school band.
Oh, really?
So I'm right there with you guys. I'm just as much a musician as the two of you.
I've been looking for a tuba player.
Yeah, we need one. We need one to follow around fat people. Hey, quit it! Knock it off.
So yeah, I mean that's great. You know, like you said, it's a community, and so it's cool that you guys have me on, and I hope I can just expose new music to people, and hopefully they'll walk away and say, you know, that was pretty cool. I'll go and check them out, or you know, if it's a local band here in the Valley, they'll go out and support them, buy their album, and it's all for a good cause.
Yeah, and in fact, if you don't really even like listening to us, and you just like Matt here, you can subscribe to him on iTunes and also follow him on Stitcher. So you don't even have to deal with this whole bullshit in the beginning of the Pro Show. So
we're just the opening act for the Pro Show. That's what we are.
That's all we're also an opening act.
We're also the closer. We come in and, you know, just make sure everybody leaves. But we're also the cleanup crew, basically.
Yeah, basically.
But it's really great that you're doing this for us, and we really appreciate that. And it's great to showcase this new stuff. Have you come across a lot of new music that you hadn't heard before in the process of making the show?
Yeah, actually, I've only been doing it for a couple weeks, but it's Sunday. I do everything on Sunday, and you know, I'll wake up and I'll grab my laptop and just go and hang out with my dog, because my wife's usually still asleep, or she might be asleep on the couch because our dog wakes us up, and she's nice enough to go and do that and hang out with the dog. But I'll grab it, and then I go to my kitchen table and I just start cruising the internet for you know, all this stuff that I follow the licensing and all that stuff, and I just get exposed to a lot of stuff. But my whole thing is I want to put stuff that I would want to listen to on the show. Yeah. So it makes it a little bit more difficult because I have to spend that extra amount of time listening to all these tracks and finding stuff that I would want to throw on there. But
on average, how many songs do you have to listen to for each one that you actually choose to feature on the show?
It's probably about 5.
Oh wow, that's a lot of music to listen
to. You know, but I love music, and really the whole thing about it is I can hear a song for maybe 30 to 45 seconds, and if it's got some element within the song that catches me, then I'll take the time to hear it. If not, then you know, I'll write down the artist or whatnot so it's fresh in my memory. And then I'll just move on to the next one.
Now, have you ever had anybody recommend like a band or a song to you, and they're so passionate about it, and then you listen to it, you're like, this is horrible?
Yeah.
Like, is your cousin in that band or something? Yeah. Because why?
You know, everybody has their own unique tastes, and I think that I have a pretty open ear to stuff, but there's some stuff out there that I just can't get behind, and I mean that's just me, but.
So you're saying you're not a believer, or a what's that group of rag-headed kids? What are they?
One Direction.
Yeah, what do they call them? Directioners or One Direction?
Oh, the One Directioners.
Then there's also Lady Gaga's followers.
Don't tell my cousin that; she'll kick my ass.
I've got.
Hey, they got herpes. Oh, no, they didn't get herpes. It was what was it? It was gonorrhea. They got gonorrhea from a koala bear. Yeah,
the
sure.
gift that keeps on giving.
Hello there, mate. I'm a koala bear. I'm just going to give you some chlamydia. Wow, this koala speaks pretty good English.
I'm only 14.
There's going to be so many 13 and 14-year-old girls out there who are going to be so devastated when all of them come out as gay. It's just bound to happen, and it's going to be sad. It's going to be a sad, sad day. But in the meantime, we get to laugh at them. But yeah, I have a 13-year-old daughter, so I know all about that horrible music.
That's about the age of my cousin. She's a couple years younger or something like that. But
It's crazy the crap they listen to. Her big thing, and it drives me absolutely up the wall, she likes dubstep.
no, really?
Yeah, I'm like,
I don't even know what that is.
It's that
Skrillex.
It's that weird music that sounds like they take like a regular song and then they dub over a robot dying on it. So like, error.
It's like,
Why was I programmed to feel pain?
It's just absolutely atrocious, and it's like, and what really ticks me off about it is they'll take a good song and like I'll go past her room and I'll hear it playing. I'm like, oh, all right, she's getting some better taste. It's starting to sound, she's like, it's listening to something that I would listen to, and then all of a sudden,
then you pause for a moment.
I'm like, no,
You're like Darth Vader.
Wait, Dad, just wait for the beat to drop.
Yeah. I'm like, no, don't drop it. Pick it up, please, pick it up.
Yeah.
And everyone's all like, oh, is Eric watching the bad George Lucas rendition of Star Wars?
No.
The Star Wars remix.
Yeah, exactly. Luke, I am your father. Luke, I am your father. Actually, the Star Wars rap is actually pretty good, though.
The only time that I ever found dubstep appropriate for what I heard it used in was in the, I think it was the credits for Total Recall. And because they had like some robots like fighting or something like that, and then they had the dubstep over there. I'm like, okay, it's robots dying with sounds of robots dying, so it's okay. It actually makes sense now.
There was actually on Far Cry 3, which is a video game for people out there. The mission where you go and you burn the drug fields.
Oh yeah,
that song, which was like I actually went and found it on Spotify. It's Damian Marley and Skrillex, but it's got that like element because there's like no music in the game.
Oh yeah,
and then that portion comes. And it's like a dubstep reggae song. It was actually pretty cool.
Oh yeah, that was actually
dubstep reggae.
Yeah.
Are you serious right now?
Because basically you have to go to these fields. You have to set all his marijuana plants on fire.
What's the name of the song?
Do
you know?
I can.
So as soon as you start,
I got Welcome to Jamrock.
I have to pull up my Apple phone.
Affairs of the Heart.
So it's great because as soon as you start setting on fire,
I'm going to use whatever you find on your Apple device to look it up on Google-owned YouTube. So
we're bringing companies together here. See what we're doing here?
We're bringing companies together to illegally play their music. Oh wait, no, that's not what we're doing. I'll play less than 30 seconds if we find it.
That works. It's called wrong playlist. I'm sorry. Make it bun them. Like
make it bun.
It's like make it burn them.
And Damian Junior Gong Marley, make it bun them. Everybody, here's a little taste of the goodness we're talking about. I do like how they say who they are right at the beginning, so that you have the opportunity to skip the track immediately if you want to.
Yeah, but you have to get into the setting of the song. So this is playing while you're setting a bunch of marijuana leaves on fire.
Just imagine you have this
flamethrower. It was so fantastic. I love that. I totally forgot that you're a gamer too.
Oh yeah, totally.
Fantastic. Now jumping a little ship. So what is probably one of the video games you might be looking forward to this year, or a game that you played so far that
Here's
you
the part.
This is the dubstep part. You hear the whoop, whoop.
Yeah. I think we just found a new opening song.
It's a pretty good song. Yeah,
I'll give it this. It's better than Snoop Lion.
Yeah.
All right. Okay. I got that. Yeah. So to answer your question, Steve.
There was a question.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
Sorry.
I'm a big Grand Theft Auto guy.
Oh, so you're looking forward to
I'm looking forward to it. I kind of upset that they moved it back, but I didn't know they'll make it that much better. But that Watch Dogs game, did you see that?
Yeah, I'm waiting for that. I can't. And
I think it's going to be a next gen, but
yeah, I think so too. Because I know PlayStation, according towards the end of the month, they're supposed to be releasing their new system announcement, and I know Xbox is in the work with theirs.
Right.
I know the Wii U just came out. I picked that up. I actually enjoy it. I know, but like every game's getting pushed back though, because like Rayman Legends just got pushed back.
Yep.
What was it? The Last of Us just got pushed back.
Mm-hmm.
I know. Hopefully, BioShock Infinity is going to be coming out, but I know they were.
Well, it already got pushed back once, and
yeah.
I mean it's supposed to be the next couple of months, I think.
Yeah, hopefully. So
that one looks good.
It does look good. So I'm excited for that. But yeah, I think the last game I played was the new Devil May Cry.
I just beat that like last weekend.
So how do you like it?
I loved it.
I thought it was fantastic.
You know what? Some of the platforms in there, like the levels, I was just like, oh man.
They did such a good job,
really
and just the writing alone in it was just very good. Just some of the lines he had was just like, hey Bob, put a spin on this, and gives him the middle finger. Or my favorite one is when he walks into the club, and the guy's like, your name's not on the list, and he just sucker punches him, and then he writes fuck you on it and drops it and goes, now it is, and just right in. I was just like, they did such a phenomenal job with that game. So
it was really good. I mean, I like those hack and slash games, and I was glad to see that what's the developer, Ninja Theory?
Yeah, Ninja Theory.
I was glad to see that they did it justice.
They did a really good job with it. So, but I know Eric, he's all like, what the hell you guys are talking about?
I was just wondering, are any of these games on the Wii?
I was just going to say,
not yet.
Pong's still relevant.
Actually, I was trying to catch up with our chat room right now. While you guys were talking video games, I was taking a look at our chat room. We got a ton of people in the chat room, and they are talking about just about everything except our show right now, which is totally cool. Hey, talk about whatever you want
people.
to.
That's awesome.
I mean, talk about whatever you want to, but I'm also noticing that like the actual Blog Talk people keep popping in every now and then too, and so I'm like, is something going on? Do we need to know about this? But hey,
more listeners to us. So
yeah, exactly.
So
take it.
I think we'll jump into some show topics if
Let's do that.
everyone wants to do that. Usually we'll start with some movies and news.
Do we want to skip to the second section for that this time? Because usually we start with that and then we never get past it.
Okay. Do you
want to talk about some current events?
Yeah, we can do some current events. What do you want to do?
The reason I want to do that is because specifically I got to talk about this girl that I put in the show notes last week and we did not get to it. Have you seen this story about this girl with the tattoo on her face?
Which sucks, because that's what I was going to do. I finally was like, I don't have any tattoos. I finally found the tattoo I wanted. And
we're going to get this guy's name across her face in the biggest possible. I mean, it takes up her entire face. For those who don't know the story,
I mean, she was an attractive girl.
Before this, and then it's like I'm a fan of tattoos. I like women with tattoos on their arms, their legs, their chest, their back, their butt, whatever. But their face, not so much, and especially some got name all the way across it. But here's the thing about it. First of all, if you don't know the story, what is there's this girl in Russia. She's 18 or 19 years old. She quote unquote fell in love with this guy. She'd known him for like 24 hours and got his name in huge Gothic lettering across her face. I mean, not just small, not just like, oh, look, if you look, his name's there. No, it's all the way from her forehead to her chin bone, all the way across her face, only skipping a space for her nose, and then up above her left eyebrow, it also says, all for love.
Girls got to breathe.
Here's the thing about it. The guy, the boyfriend, it's the same tattoo artist who was in a bunch of trouble about a year back or so because that girl claims she fell asleep in the tattoo chair and ended up with like 70 stars on her face. And she said she asked for 3 and woke up with like 70-something, and then she ended up recanting her story later and saying, no, she asked for them all, but she, regretted it afterwards, so tried to drag his name into the mud. But the same guy. I mean, what are the chances that he's going to get in trouble for tattooing a bunch of stars on this one girl's face, and then later he's going to I found this other girl and I'm going to tattoo my name across.
So this is all in Russia?
This was in Russia, yeah. It's a Russian guy. I mean, to be fair, he's got tattoos all over his face.
I put my name all over your face. It'll be good. The tattoo doesn't own you. Your face owns you. It's going to be great times. Let me just draw like a little stick. I'll put a dick on your face. How about that? I'll outline my penis. It'll be like going in. It's a very funny joke. Don't worry.
It's absolutely crazy. I mean, first of all, I think it's a little crazy for people to get names tattooed on each other until they have been together for a little while. Like the tattoo I have of your name.
Yeah, I was about to say, we both. Wait. You did the butt cheeks? I thought we agreed on the penis.
Ruh-roh.
I did.
Oh wait, now I know why you got it on the butt. Now I know why you got it on the butt. When we put it together,
I got it.
When our powers combined, we are gay.
That took a turn. That took a bad turn. I don't know what just happened here, but that's not where I was going with it.
At least this guy is kind of making a name for himself. I mean, he's
across the face.
He's been in the news twice now, so he's got to be doing something.
So he's like,
right.
last time I tattooed a girl's face, I got in the news. I wonder if I can work it again.
Oh,
I mean, they claim to be in love. They're going to get married. Right. Blah, blah. She wants to learn to be a tattoo artist from him, and I'm like, that's great. That's wonderful. Your face. What the hell?
I play great joke on her. When we finally get married, I change name. Funny, hilarious.
It's absolutely crazy to me. I don't understand why someone, first of all, like I said, tattooing a name on you should be reserved for somebody you've been with quite a while and, have a long enough relationship to know that it's going to last. And even then, put it someplace that you could cover up with a shirt or a pair of pants or something like that, just in case. But to get a guy's name tattooed across your face that you've known for less than 24 hours. I mean, when the entirety of your relationship was spent getting the tattoo of the name on your face, maybe there's a problem there. Because that had to take a while.
You know what's going to be funny? When it doesn't work out for her and she's banging another guy and the guy's not going to remember her name because it's going to be a one-night stand, he's going to call out the name on her face.
He's going to be like, oh, I'm sorry, I thought that was a name tag. I thought, wait, you got somebody else's name tattooed across your face?
What?
I'm not even sorry now because you're too dumb for me to be sorry about. But yeah, this is just absolutely crazy to me. I mean,
well, it was like one date too. Like, I mean, this date must have been amazing.
Yeah.
Like,
no, he's just got a big penis. That's got to be it.
He's got a big tattoo gun, if you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, he's got ink out shooting everywhere.
How long would you have to be with a girl before you would consider getting her name tattooed on you?
You don't want to know the answer to that because obviously it didn't work out. Remember?
Oh. But how long? Awkward. How long were you?
It was about 9 years.
Okay. So 9 years, that's still a little bit longer than 24 hours.
Yes.
Matthew, how about you?
I don't know. Like it'd have to be a long time. It'd have to be a long time.
I've been with my wife for 11 years now, total. We haven't been married for 11 years. I've been with her for 11 years. And only recently we talked about the possible idea of getting each other's names tattooed just on our ring fingers.
Okay, yeah.
Just around, doing a little, the ring, so that way if we're not wearing a ring, it still has the name.
Right.
I'm cool with that idea. But again, 11 years we're talking, not 24 hours, 11 years. And I'm talking small on my finger. If I put a pair of gloves on, nobody has to know. Not across my face in giant 6-inch letters. That is absolutely insane to me.
But anybody out there who wants to get the Fern Network tattooed on their face, be my guest.
We will pay for it.
No, we won't. Start a Kickstarter, maybe.
Oh, there we go. Kickstarter to get a Fern tattoo on your face.
Because it's funny, I just figured out today what tattoo I finally wanted, and it's taken a long time to finally think of something.
Yeah.
Because I know a lot of people always get something, and then you're like, why the hell did you get that? And so I was really drunk. I got the Chica Banana Woman on my arm.
I can make her dance.
Yeah, I can make her dance.
Pete and Pete.
Yeah. What was that? Petunia.
Petunia.
Yes.
Nickelodeon. Good times.
Good times.
So what do you think about getting?
Yeah, basically, it's,
you can't open that door and then not.
No. I know it's actually pretty. People are going to probably think it's lame, but I figured it's I liked it. I was like, I'm just going to do it because I haven't really thought about anything else, and then I probably will expand more onto it. But basically, the tattoo that Dante had on his back with the sword,
with the wings,
on. So I was like, yeah, I'll probably get that on my back because then if it is bad, then no one really can see it, and then it's don't go swimming.
No, it's pretty cool. I thought it was pretty cool.
So I know I'm a game geek. I almost said game girl. Well, what happened to my penis fell off. I have a vagina, guys.
So it's true. There are no real gamer girls. It's all Steven.
Yes,
every one of them. You're very busy.
Yes, I am. So a dad bribes a 14-year-old daughter to quit Facebook for a few months. What's this all about?
Yeah, I saw this story. It kind of it interested me because, like I said, I do have a 13-year-old daughter. She's not on Facebook yet. We haven't allowed her to. But that's the thing is,
really,
she's our kid. We control that. This is a 14-year-old girl who is being paid by her father $200 to quit Facebook between the periods of February the 4th and June the 26th. That's it. Just for that period, he's paying her $200 to not use Facebook during that time.
She's how old? 14?
She's 14.
If I was her, I'd do it.
Yeah, take it.
Well, yeah, if I were her, too. Yeah, absolutely. I'd be like, yeah.
$200, yeah.
If I were him, I'd be like, you're not allowed to use Facebook. That's the end of the story. That's the end of the discussion.
You're a dick. That's your problem. You're a dick.
I mean, I don't understand, if it's
what you think you own your child till they're 18 or something? Is that what you think it is?
Much.
No, I know.
Yeah, pretty much. My house, my rules. That's the way it goes. But it's like you get a job, then you can get a Facebook.
Yeah, there you go.
I like this formal contract that he drew up.
Yeah, he went all out.
It's even got the Facebook logo as the header.
He's got it up there in the corner. This is official.
Be like, does me signing this constitute using Facebook because it has the logo on it? I'm confused.
I'm sorry, 14-year-old daughter. You're going to have to go to the bank and get this notarized.
Yeah, really.
It's like, oh, yeah, I'm not seeing a notary stamp on this.
I was like, this is a weird contract.
Oh, no money. No money.
To read the contract real quick, it says and then it has the name blanked out, agreed to deactivate my Facebook account from 2/4/13 to 6/26/13. In return, my dad, Paul Blair, it says, or Paul Beyer, whatever, agrees to pay me $50 on 4/15 and $150 on 6/26. He/she will have access. I love how they put his name in there and then put he/she.
He/she.
Well, he/she will have access to my Facebook to change the password and to deactivate the account. This will prevent me from reactivating the account in the future. I plan to use the money for the following purposes. Stuff. Filled in stuff.
That's.
But I don't understand this trend towards, because it's not just with this. I've seen other situations where parents have bribed their kids for one thing or another, this, that, or the other thing. They're like, oh, I'm gonna give you this much money if you don't do this, or if you get, if you pass your classes. I'm like, that's your job as a kid.
You know why? Because I think it's time for my segment. America, it's time to get your shit together. The reason why... I like that. The reason why this is happening is because all kids these days are fucking getting away with so much shit that they're not allowed to get away with. Now, back in my day, and Matt knows this, you did some shit, your parents would hit you, and they could get away with that, and you couldn't do shit about it. But guess what? We grew up and we became better people. Now, you can't hit your kids, so they become spoiled little fucking shits, and they think, I own the world. It's
my parents scared the shit out of me when I was little, man. I learned my lesson.
It's that kind of shit. Now we have to make deals with the kids because they have my teacher gave me the number for child abuse and da-da-da-da. It's like, fuck you. You're mine until you're 18. I can tell you what you can and cannot do. If you don't obey that shit, guess what? Get emancipated.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
so America, get your shit together.
Yes, I concur. Do you concur?
Hey, more power to you, man. Lay it out.
That's why I don't have kids. They won't even let me adopt.
Yeah, that's the thing. It's absolutely insane what these kids think they can get away with. They feel so entitled to everything. And I mean, I even deal with it with my kid. She'll be like, oh, well, you're being mean because you won't let me watch that R-rated movie. I'm like, it's R-rated. It's supposed to be for people 17 and up.
You know what's
you're 13, so no.
You know what's funny about that though? I realize they put more ratings and stuff. They'll card me at the gaming store for when I buy a mature game, but I can still go into a Best Buy and buy a rated R movie, no questions asked.
My best thing with that, this happened to me one time. I went into a convenience store, like a Circle K or something like that. And this was back when here in Arizona you only had to be 18 to buy lottery tickets. Now it's 21. Now you have to be 21 to gamble.
Right. They changed it not too long ago.
But at this time, it was only 18.
Yeah.
And I went in. I was 22. I went in. I bought a case of beer and a pack of cigarettes. And then he was ringing that up. I was like, oh, okay. And, he was ringing it up. He was ready to give me, I had handed over my card and everything. And then I was like, oh, you know what? Let me get a couple of these scratches too. That's when he goes, can I see your ID? I was like, okay.
You got to watch out for those scratches, man.
I'm like, the beer and cigarettes,
like crack.
No problem.
No questions
But
asked.
as soon as I asked for a lottery ticket, I'm going to need to see some ID.
Yeah.
I was like,
you trying to pull a fast one on me, boy? I'll show you. You can't just come in here and buy some, lottery tickets. Oh, yeah, take the beer. Go.
Yeah. I'm like, if I didn't have my ID, would you still allow me to buy the beer and cigarettes?
Yeah, he would have been like, have a good night.
I mean, we were already in the process, but yeah, it was actually
crazy. He ain't getting
crazy.
fucked up though on lottery tickets. Fuck him, all right. He can smoke liquor and he can drink his cigarettes all he wants, but those damn fucking a lottery ticket, he'll ruin his life.
Exactly.
That's wild.
Did you buy it in the South?
No, it was right here in Arizona. Well, I guess that's the Southwest. Southern part of the country, technically. But, I mean, yeah, but that's the thing, is that was right across the street from the store I always used to go to when I was 16 and 17 to buy porn and cigarettes, because I had that guy convinced, because I went in so many times, and he's like, can I see your ID? And I'm like, oh, crap, I left it in my other pocket. I'll go grab it and come back. And he's like, no, it's okay. You bring it next time. I was like, all right. After about 5 or 6 times doing that, It changed from "It's okay, you can bring it next time" to "It's okay, I've seen yours before."
Yeah, right. Yeah, I was gonna say.
Actually, I was like, "Yeah, you have."
That actually reminds me. A buddy of mine, we were like, I think 19. We decided let's try to make a fake ID. So I took his thing, I scanned it into the computer, and put it on Photoshop.
It's already bad.
Yeah,
it's already bad.
No, we already knew, but we're in our heads. We're going, this is going to work.
This is going to be awesome.
When we first printed it out, though, it came out on the full size of paper. So he kept it, and then when he went in one day, he's like, "Can I see your ID?" And he unfolds this piece of paper. He's like, "Ah." Guy's like, no.
Guy's like,
Do you take legal size?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what you should have done. Print it up, put it on the big piece of paper, the 11 by 14, be like, "Here you go," and he'd be like, "That's not legitimate." No, it's legal.
Yeah,
trust me,
it's legal. It's on legal size paper. That was pretty funny.
Oh, that's
good stuff.
Good times.
Good times.
Yeah,
good times.
Before we go to break, we still got just a little bit of time before we hit up our break time. So I want to talk about we briefly mentioned it earlier in the
Someone
show.
talked about it in the chat room beforehand, right?
Yeah, I know what the heck before things happened. But yeah, for those of you who don't know, a giant asteroid nearly killed us all today. Actually, no, it didn't nearly kill us all. It just passed by.
It came pretty close.
By really close. I mean, anytime you're telling me that a big chunk of rock is flying within the orbit of our satellites, I'm kind of curious about it. I trust them to do their calculations properly and tell me, "Oh, it's not going to hit us," and believe them, especially when my one of my heroes, my idol, Neil deGrasse Tyson, said it's not going to hit us. So, as
we took his word over Jesus. So
yeah, him. Well, I can prove he exists. Anyways. Him and Phil Flatt, the bad astronomer, both said, "Don't worry, it's not going to hit us. It's going to come awfully damn close. I mean, really damn close." And Neil deGrasse Tyson did point out, it's like, by the way, if this was coming to hit us, we have absolutely no technology in place to deflect it or change its position in any way, shape, or form. So no, it's not. But
I would just
we're lucky.
I would have just raised my hand and been like, "What about Bruce Willis?"
Yeah.
He's still around.
What's Bruce doing? He's making horrible movies
get
about
him and Ben Affleck. They can do this.
Yeah,
right.
They got this.
Yes, truly.
All they need is Liv Tyler singing about
bro.
some. All they need is Liv Tyler and some animal crackers, and they're good, right?
They're crazy. The meteor's coming forward. We're all gonna die.
Well, I thought it was pretty cool that the direction that it was coming in, like it bypassed the satellites and all that stuff. It literally,
that's what I was
it literally
about.
passed in between the satellites and our planet. Like it was
well,
nuts.
no, they can move the satellites around. So I wonder if they.
Oh man,
they can. They can adjust them. So, but that's.
I thought they were just like there.
They're like, "Oh man,
It's
oh
like,
crap! Look at
we
this
thought-
rock.
we
It's coming
thought-
towards our satellite.
What's
man.
up, everybody? I'm just
People
a satellite.
are sitting there watching Here Comes Honey Boo Boo, and all of a sudden the TV goes dead.
Yeah,
And they're like, "What happened?
What the hell happened?
What happened?"
God damn it! I wanted to watch some Honey Damn Boo Boo. This is crap.
Like, well,
damn you,
what
God,
happened
and your
was
damn
a
asteroids.
Giant piece of rock did everybody a favor and took out TLC's satellite. But
I wish they just took out
that didn't
TLC.
happen.
That's no longer the Learning Channel to me.
They need to change that name.
It's not.
It's false advertising. I mean,
The only thing I
broadcasting
learned
here,
is
people.
I'm like, well, if I was a redneck and a fat little 8-year-old, I could make money.
Yeah, or a drunkard with a spray tan.
No, that's
you can
true.
make a ton of money doing that. Or if you just treat your vagina like a clown car and just pop out baby after baby after baby after baby after baby, also tons of money.
Okay, so what I need to do is become an 8-year-old girl addicted to Mountain Dew and have a vagina that shoots out 8 kids, and then I got a show on TLC.
Yes,
Do it.
yes.
Do it.
All right.
I say we shut this down and let's start.
Yeah, let's go. Yeah, TLC, we got a show for you.
Let me pitch you something.
Listen, you want to learn something? Let me learn you something good. But yeah, that that was one of my questions when I saw that it was actually going to be passing within the orbit of our satellites. I was like, did they have to move any? Did they have to make any adjustments to make sure that none of the satellites got taken out by this thing? And it amazes me that they're able to look at this thing coming at us from millions of miles away and be like, "Oh, you know what? It's gonna come close, but we're okay. We're okay here, folks."
Well, I will say that I may or may not have been watching this live on my computer at work. I may or may not have been.
Did you see the little dots?
I saw the little dot, little squiggly thing that passed by, and then it was over really quick.
You're like,
but
"Oh."
and then I logged off that website that I wasn't on.
Yeah. Well, okay. Nobody here knows where you
It
work,
was in
so
a
it's okay.
dream.
I would have watched it online if I had been at work at the time, but I was actually in transit at the time, so I was not able to watch it. But I wanted to. I saw that it was live, and I was like, "Oh, when's it coming? Oh, noon. Oh."
I just watched porn.
Yeah.
It was more enjoyable.
Well, that too. I mean, that too. But yeah.
My wife says lies. Nice.
How does she know I wasn't watching porn? Damn it! All right, I was watching the cooking channel. You happy?
Oh my goodness gracious! The cooking channel that needs to be renamed too because they don't cook it. Oh wait, no, they do. Never mind.
I don't know. Today I'm going to cook up children. Wait, what?
Wait.
What?
That's my new show on TLC.
Oh, okay. Cooking for children. Wait, but it's the number 4 instead of
Well, Kate did give me 4 of her kids, so
she's like, well, normally I took 4 and he took 4 and now he's not around, so I really got 4 extra here. You want a show? You want to cook them?
Yeah,
up?
you want to
you want to cook them? Cooking for children. Yes,
it's only going to last one season, but So what is this? We got a little bit of time. Do you want to touch upon this Facebook payout from the class action suit?
Yeah, why don't we get into a little bit of technology news? We were talking about Facebook here with the dog.
Speaking of Facebook, you can find us on Facebook.
You can at facebook.com/thesasquatchnet. Check it out.
Hey, I'm on there too. I just started.
Oh yeah, do you have a personal URL yet?
No, I don't know. Just go in there. Just find me.
Go to facebook.com/The Fro Show Podcast, or go over to you have it linked on your website, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so go to frowshowpodcast.blogspot.com or
Give
go
them
to
likes.
4eyeradio.com. Check out the weekly shows. Click on the link to his page there, and you'll find the link to his Facebook page.
Everything this man just said.
I know, that's why I let him do everything. I'm like, the internet.
I know, that's how I feel like I am
What
too.
is the internet? I'm still using Netscape.
Oh, Netscape.
Oh my goodness.
Man.
Yeah, I did a callback.
Hey, you remember when you get the AOL discs in the mail?
Oh, yeah, I turned them into coasters after a while.
Did you? I just remember being a little kid, and I got so pumped when the new one would come out and be like, "Oh, it's updated!"
Yeah, woo!
Oh, yeah, that was the worst when I'd be like getting up late night, when you're like a kid.
Yeah.
And like you try to do that and like in our house and like when it's dial up and the modem's like right there in the tower, and you're like crap trying to like cover it up with like a blanket or something like shit. Oh man, my parents are gonna wake up. Like,
damn it. How am I gonna chat with people on AOL AIM?
Or do other things.
I remember I used to I would fire up AOL and then open up Internet Explorer separately, thinking I was a badass. Be like, I don't use the AOL internal browser. I use Internet Explorer. Man.
But I use AOL for my email.
Yeah. What?
Oh, yeah, that whole like, you got mail.
You've got mail.
I wonder how much money that guy made.
He probably only got paid once. He probably had a deal.
That's a good question.
They're like,
I wonder who that guy
record this.
is.
Here's
I
your
want
check.
him on the show. If anybody knows that AOL guy who did You Got Mail, I want him on the show.
Like, I wonder if he like still goes to bars to this day and he's like, "Hey,
that's like his pickup line.
Guess what?
You got a beer.
You got mail."
You remember AOL? Check this.
It's like his pickup line.
That's like his only thing.
Sup, ladies? yeah. Check this out. I bought you a drink. Recognize that? No. Well, how old? 18.
No.
Fuck. Why are you at a bar?
Well, that's the test. That's the test right there. He comes up and he's like, "You've got mail," and they're like, "What?" Like, never mind.
Yeah.
Moving on.
Gotta go hit me some
Bye-bye.
fucking
On my
cougar.
phone?
Yeah, it's called Apple. Jesus.
But the internet today is way different than it was then. Now we've got Facebook. Now we've got ads being served up to you based on what your friends have clicked like on. Like, let's say I click like on, I like Target stores, whatever.
Yep.
And then you get an ad in your stream with my face on it saying,
Yeah, that happened.
saying, "Hey, check out Target.
Hey,
They've got this,
your friend
they've got
Eric
this
likes Target.
special-
I go, I don't have a friend Eric.
They've got special on Tampax,
Liar.
3 for $1 or something like that,
Why
with
are
my
you selling
face
me-
next to it.
Yeah, why are you selling tampons, Eric? When did this
Exactly.
happen? Is
Well-
this a new sponsor?
But it's not your profile pic. It's like you with like a thumbs up. Like,
It's me like photobombing a picture of my daughter. Tampax, 3 for $1.
3 for $1.
I don't even know. Is that a realistic price? I don't even know.
I don't know.
wait, let's ask my wife.
Hey, let's
hey,
make this
yeah,
awkward.
come
So,
on.
so these things were called sponsored
Don't worry,
stories.
she'll type in the chat room.
There you go.
I know
These
she
things
will.
were called sponsored stories, and basically what they were was that, even though I didn't click on the specific ad that said a specific thing, it would come up because I liked that page. It would come up in other people's streams with my face, basically looking like I endorsed it.
Yeah, you endorse
And
a lot of gay porn apparently on my site.
That's all for you. I'd send it your way because I know you want it.
What?
But they got into a bit of trouble over this. Some Facebook users filed a lawsuit against them because of this, and they won. So there actually is a class action against Facebook for this. There is a bunch of money being set aside to pay these. It's about $20 million that's being set aside into this settlement fund. And if you get the email saying that you were affected by this, did you get it?
I got
one
one.
too.
I got one
too.
Oh, I got that too on my phone.
Yeah.
There you go.
And I immediately just bypassed it. I don't.
Do me a favor.
I was like,
both
money?
of you guys, don't fill it out. Okay, thanks.
All right.
Because the more people that fill it out, the less each person who does fill it out gets.
Ooh.
So, and it even gets to a point where if enough people fill it out, it won't be feasible to actually send money to any people. So they'll just donate the money to some anti-cyberbullying trust or something like that. Nobody wants that. Everybody
Donate
wants
the
me
money
to get
to
a $10 check.
Four-Eyed Radio Network.
Yeah. Everybody wants me to get like a $10 check. That's what they're saying, is that most likely what's going to happen is people who fill out this form and join the class action will get a check from Facebook somewhere in the range of $2 to $10. I want my $10 from Facebook.
Yeah, I want $10 from Facebook.
I want my $10 from Facebook. So I'm going to fill out the form. I'm going to send it in. I'm going to hope that too many people don't also send it in, and that we don't overload the system and end up with no.
I still
Wait.
want my money from MySpace.
Wait,
Yeah, what
we
the
are
heck?
filling it out now? We're not filling it
No,
out.
you guys aren't. I am.
He wants to fill it out so he can get $10 and we don't get any money.
You're trying to steamroll me?
What?
Ooh.
Is that a thing?
Yeah, apparently. Yeah, it is now. It is now, bitch. We're bringing the pain.
I'll tell you what. How about you forward me your email? I'll fill it out for you. Yeah,
Hey, man.
that'll work, right?
Are you trying to screw me out of money?
Oh, man.
Oh, no. Eric, I'll cut you like I did that guy
I seen it.
in the one movie. Oh, wow.
I'm watching our chat room right now. I gotta say, there's some weird stuff going on in our chat room right now. I mean, I appreciate all the users
I love
coming
it.
in
I mean,
and
it
popping
just
in.
bups up our listens and
But I
It-
don't
it
know what is actually happening. I
it
mean,
just-
how many
it
of these
brings me-
people are actually listening?
It brings me back
to
to
the
a chat
show.
room.
yeah.
I mean, I'm.
I know we're talking about
I'm going to
old
call
internet.
a guy. Just call a guy goat fucker and see where it goes.
I'm just going to type in ASL. I'm going to type in ASL and see what I get.
Do it. There we go.
Let's see what I get.
time for trolling for some chicks.
Let's
I
make this happen.
want to see.
I totally forgot about that. What the fuck?
Oh, that's great. Oh, now she chimes in.
Yeah.
Aaron's
Oh,
listening.
okay.
Aaron's listening.
Okay, yes. We do have a couple of diehards who are actually listening to the show. But
Hey, you know what? They have it on in the background. There's 41 users listening to the show. I think that's
Aaron, 29, male, Boston.
Ooh.
Oh, hey there, sexy 28-year-old, 9-year-old.
I can't read. I'm dyslexic.
Nice.
But yeah, so obviously the internet has changed a lot, and in some ways it hasn't changed at all.
I like you so cute.
Aww. Well, I think it's about time for us to go ahead and take our break. Obviously, our break is featuring the Fro Show by Matthew right here.
It's that time
episode
already.
number
Oh, yeah.
2.
Time flies by when you're having really bad podcasting.
Why don't you, before we actually play it, since we've got you on the show, normally we won't have this opportunity. Why don't you tell us a little bit about this episode?
Oh, you
What
guys can have me
people
back.
expect?
Jeez.
I plan on it. Like I
Oh.
said, I'm getting a replacement.
Oh, we were going to.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Eric. What'd you say?
Well, why don't you tell us a little bit about episode 2, about the music that we're going to be hearing here on the break, and
Yeah,
and how
definitely.
you found it and what it's about, and that kind of stuff.
So episode 2 is, well, episode 1 was all Arizona-based bands.
Right.
So episode 2, I decided to go over to Europe, and basically, it's my little backpacking trip around Europe.
You didn't do that on Network Money, did you? 'Cause there isn't any.
I was about.
I spent it.
I was going to talk to you about that after, but so
No hobby
I found there's a website out there called Jamadoo, something like that. I don't know.
You say
Jamadoo?
Jamadoo, I say Jamano.
It Jama. So
That's where you found that
So-
Ziggy Marley or whatever the hell it was.
I found the 4 bands that you're going to hear. There's a band from Germany, a band from England, a band from Italy, and another one from somewhere else over there. And
we'll say England land.
Somewhere over, yeah. The Netherlands, I believe, or something like that.
European land.
So I found them all on there. But you can go to my website. I've got links to their Jamino pages or their Facebooks or their actual websites. So
perfect.
froshowpodcast.blogspot.com. So just go and check it out. And yeah, this one's all about indie European bands. So hopefully
this one's for
you
the
like
ladies.
it. Yeah.
All right. Well, everybody will be back in about 14 minutes. In the meantime, please enjoy Fro Show number 2.
Number 2.
Welcome, everyone, to episode 2 of The Fro Show, proudly brought to you on the 4-Eyed Radio Network. I'm your host, Matthew Renfro, and this is my weekly independent music podcast. On the first episode, we kept things Arizona-based, so on this episode, we're going to be taking a trip around Europe and checking out some European indie-based bands. We've got 4 tracks for you on this episode, so let's get it rolling. First up, we have post-rock new wave band The Morning Light Project. They're based out of Messina, Italy, and the track is Under My Red Carpet off their first released album, Interface. That was the Morning Light Project with their song Under My Red Carpet. You can find the Morning Light Project on Bandcamp and Facebook. Next up, we have garage rock band Basura from Belgium with Hungry Racing off their 37 Degrees to Brussels album. That was Basura with Human Racing. The Modern Fighting Vehicles are a 4-piece indie alternative band from the United Kingdom. This is the first track, Neon, off their 2007 EP release entitled Robot.
green light.
That was the Modern Fighting Vehicles with their track Neon. You can find the Modern Fighting Vehicles on Facebook. Last on today's episode, we have Morning Boy, an indie rock band from Schmitten, Germany. This is the first track off their 2008 release, For Us, the Drifters, For Them, the Bench, entitled All Your Sorrows.
Hey! Cranked up, but I'm going to like this, back down on the road here, face down, always focus, 'cause you never had a chance. I know all your sorrows, I know all your pain, I know all your sorrows, I know all your pain. You're going downtown, all the way away from your patient. You miss all the pretty girls. Face down, all your words are broken. Boy, you've never been a one. I know all your sorrows, I know all your pain. I know all your sorrows, I know all your pain. All the pain is not people. All the pain is not tea.
That was Morning Boy with their song All Your Sorrows. You can find Morning Boy on Facebook. As always, log on to my website at froshowpodcast.blogspot.com to get information and links on all the artists played on the podcast. If you would like to have your music played on the show, please contact me at my website. I've also started a Facebook page, so be sure to go onto Facebook and like it so you can stay up to date with all that's going on with the show. Thank you for listening, and be sure to check out all the other great shows and content brought to you by the Four-Eyed Radio Network. This is Matthew Renfro signing off. Till next week, stay classy out there.
Welcome back, everybody.
Yep.
Whoa, what's going on? Can you hear me all right? No, you can't because
Hey, welcome back, everybody.
There
Thanks
we go.
for hanging out during the break. We've got a lot less people in the chat room, it seems, because I think there was some sort of error, and people were in our chat room who were listening to a different show altogether on Blog Talk, which may be why the Blog Talk people kept popping in and out. I have no idea what's going on. We thought we were popular for a moment. We thought you liked us.
We are popular.
But evidently that was not the case. Nobody likes us. We're going to go sit in the corner and eat some worms or something to that effect. But it doesn't matter. We're still going to put on our little show here. We're still going to do what we do, which is entertain the one person who is listening to the show. And hopefully maybe a few people will download it later. We'll see. We'll see what happens. But anyway, we've got to get to our socially awkward question of the week. Each week, Matthew, you don't know about this. Maybe you do. Maybe you've listened to the show. I don't know.
Yes.
Oh, awesome. So you're in the know. You know what we do here.
Steve's got to come and do his annual... I know he does his socially awkward question.
I've been trying to cover the fact that Stephen had not returned from the break yet, but...
Yeah, sorry about that. We had a little technical... Nicolas Cage fucked up the bathroom.
Oh, that guy.
Yeah, I had a big shit, and I'm just going to back up the pipe, so... Anyways, when am I going to get some fucking moon pies, so...
Well, we're not having any moon pies anytime soon because you ate them all, and the people who were listening to some other show on Blog Talk and were in our chat room ate all of them as well, so we don't have them.
Okay, so are we ready to do the socially awkward question of the week?
We are ready for the socially awkward question of the week.
Socially awkward question of the week! Brought to you by Samson Cigarettes. If you're not smoking Samsons, you might as well be dead.
And if you are smoking them, then you probably are dead as well. But anyway, we asked a very simple question. It's one that we may or may not have asked on a previous incarnation of the show. I don't even remember, quite honestly. But we asked, what are the best and what are the worst comic book adaptation movies ever? What movies have been made based on comic books or graphic novels and turned into movies?
Now, not necessarily comics. There's also, mangas that are out there. Anything that was a graphic novel that you were like, I'm so glad they're making this a movie, and then you saw it and you were like, what the hell was this crap?
That's a good question.
No, I did specify comics or graphic novels when I asked the question, so that hopefully people would know they had the choice to choose either or. But we did get some good responses on Twitter, so we'll get to those. But I wanted to, before I get to the Twitter answers, I want to ask you guys, Stephen, what would be your best vote and worst vote?
Okay, I'm going to say best vote for me, personally, I think Spider-Man 2. Spider-Man 2, I think, was a fantastic film. I think, actually, that's one of those comic book movies, kind of like The Dark Knight Rises, where I think it should have gotten at least a nomination for an Oscar. Just not because I'm a huge Spider-Man fan. I think they did such a great job with that movie, especially that was the one, spoiler, so if you don't want to hear this, if you haven't seen it yet, even though it's been out for almost like 10 years, but, he was losing his powers, he was losing the girl, he was losing pretty much everything, his entire world at that point, and, it was such a well-done movie. It had like everything, a movie needed in it, and it just made, and even the soundtrack to it was phenomenal. That's one of those soundtracks. There's very rarely where there's a soundtrack you can pop in and listen all the way through. This was one of them. I would say the worst probably movie for me, I'm going to say, now a lot of people don't know this. Everyone thinks I really go with Daredevil. But in fact, I think the most recent one that I saw was probably, and this is weird, I didn't even know they made a sequel to Ghost Rider Spirit of Vengeance.
Yeah.
Did you know this? It was weird. I didn't know they even made a second
I heard there was one in the works. I had no idea that it
it's
actually
weird. It's
been
like,
green-lighted.
it's like they tried to do a reboot. Like the first one, like don't get me wrong, the first one's not a good movie, but it's not a bad movie. Like I like it. It's a little slow. It does have some good stuff, but I did like some of the, stuff he did. And I think Nicolas Cage did a pretty good job as, that character. But the second one, it's like when you start watching it, you're like, okay, are they doing a reboot? Because they explain his story again, they change a bunch of shit around, you're like, what the fuck is going on? And literally I tell people, you want to see Ghost Rider Spirit of Vengeance, just watch the trailer, because everything in that trailer is pretty much all the action sequence in that movie.
Yeah, that's nice. That's nice.
So what would your votes be, Matthew, for the best movie based on a comic book or graphic novel and the worst example of a movie based on a comic book or graphic novel?
Well, for the best, I think I would go with Kick-Ass.
Oh yeah, no, that's a good one.
I really liked Kick-Ass. I thought it was awesome. He was a great character, and you watched it and was one of those things where you walked away and you're like, crap, maybe I could do that.
Yeah,
And then maybe for the worst, oh man,
you can say Batman and Robin.
No, well, there are some Batman films that are like kind of, but Green Lantern was horrible.
Oh, yes, yeah, that one was pretty bad.
No, it was horrible. And
I don't know why they made him Hal Jordan. I don't know why they didn't make him Kyle. Because Hal Jordan to me was like a serious Green Lantern, and I'm like, oh, when they pick Ryan Reynolds, I'm like, oh, they're going to do the comic book artist one. The one that was a comic book artist in the game, because he was a little bit of a smart ass and all these kind of things. I'm like, oh, perfect. And they're like, no, we're doing Hal Jordan with him. I'm like, really? Whoa. Yeah.
Eric?
Well, for me, I definitely got to start with worst.
Okay.
Worst for me was definitely that awful, atrocious Wolverine movie where they butchered my absolute favorite character, Deadpool.
Oh, Cyclops? Oh.
No, Deadpool has always been one of my favorite characters from any comic series. I absolutely love Deadpool. He's kind of like the adult version of Spider-Man with his quips and his mouth. And so I was so excited when I heard that they might feature Deadpool in the Wolverine movie. I'm like, sweet, I like Wolverine. I like Hugh Jackman as Wolverine.
Yeah.
And I love Deadpool, so this is going to be awesome. But then they ruined it. For those who don't know, for those who have seen Wolverine but do not know who Deadpool is known as the Merc with a Mouth. He's a mercenary who, while he's beating your ass, is also making quips and little snide remarks and stuff like that. Just, kind of like Spider-Man does in the comic books, except on a more adult level.
And the best part about Deadpool is in the comic, he always breaks the fourth wall.
Yes, exactly. Yeah,
he'll talk to the reader. He'll
exactly.
Actually, a good thing of him was in Marvel vs. Capcom 3 as a character, and one of his special moves was he literally grabs the life bar at the top and he beats the character to death with it.
Nice.
I'm like, that's phenomenal.
Nice.
Yeah, some of the interactions between him and some of the other characters, because he's what we would consider an anti-hero, Deadpool is. He is not a good guy necessarily or a bad guy. He doesn't do anything strictly evil. He does do bad things, usually because he's paid to do them, but he's not strictly evil. But he's also not a good guy. He's not going around doing it for the sake of doing good. He might do good things also because he's being paid to.
A good movie you should actually watch, I think it's on Netflix, and I really got into the animated ones that they've actually taken adaptations of different comic books and stuff like that. Like they actually just did one of The Dark Knight Returns, which is phenomenal.
I've heard about that.
And I've heard it's phenomenal. Actually, it's the guy who played RoboCop as the voice of Batman in it. Mm-hmm. So, but a really good one. I think it's on Netflix still. You should check it out. It's called Wolverine vs. Hulk.
Wolverine vs. Hulk.
But Deadpool's in it. Oh, okay. And the guy who plays Deadpool, basically they had a guy play him before, and it was so badly done that they brought this guy in. His name is, I think his name is Nolan North. He's the voice of Drake from Uncharted series and stuff like that, but he played Deadpool, and basically they were just like, just go ahead and ad-lib. He did a phenomenal, and he's the one that's going to be playing Deadpool in the Deadpool video game, so I'm like, perfect. Like, he nailed that character. Nice. Like, he just says some shit, right. And like his arm gets chopped off, he's like, I just gotta screw that back on. Like, just like, some of his stuff is just great.
Well, they did that right then.
Oh yeah, he did a phenomenal job.
That's the one thing they did do right in the Wolverine movie. The Wade Wilson character, before he became Deadpool, Ryan Reynolds actually did a good job with that. That character, like, there was an inkling of like, oh, this could be good, because the way Wade Wilson is written, again, for those who don't know the Deadpool character, Wade Wilson is Deadpool. He is what he was in the actual comics was he was part of the Weapon X program, which was obviously what created Wolverine. He was a mercenary who got cancer. And they tried to cure his cancer by giving him a synthetic version of Wolverine's mutated DNA, healing factor. It cured his cancer, but it disfigured him horribly. So he goes around either in a mask, or in some of the comics he actually has a holographic projector so he can look normal and whatever. Mm-hmm. Yeah, whatever. But most of the time he wears the mask because he's so horribly disfigured underneath it. And that's part of why he developed this really wry sarcasm and this like biting wit that he has to use all the time, because that's exactly, he's hiding from himself essentially. And so that piece of the character, Wade Wilson himself wasn't that much of that before Weapon X, but he had a little bit of it, and that's why the Wade Wilson pre-Deadpool character that Ryan Reynolds played in the Wolverine movie was not bad.
Well, that's why I'm waiting, because they keep pushing it back. They've been wanting to make a Deadpool movie with Ryan Reynolds, and Reynolds is a huge comic book fan, so he wants to do justice to the thing, but he
needs to.
That's the problem.
He owes it to us.
The problem is they signed him on for 3 Green Lantern movies when they didn't even know the first one was going to do well. But I do have to say this before we get to our fans question. Now, I do have to say the best cameo in any movie, a Marvel movie that I've seen so far, was X-Men First Class, when Professor Xavier and Magneto are going and trying to find the mutants, and they go to the bar, and it's Hugh Jackman like, oh, we're putting together a team, and he just goes, why don't you two go fuck yourself? And I was like, yes, that was perfect.
That was such
great.
a nice surprise.
That was great. I was really pleasantly surprised by that movie in total. Like,
it was phenomenal.
I put off watching it forever because of how bad Wolverine was, and I'm like, oh crap, they're making another X-Men? Forget it, I'm out.
But the cool part is the guy who wrote that, the screenplay and everything, and I think also directed Kick-Ass. So he's working on the sequel right now.
Nice.
And then who's actually looking forward to the Kick-Ass sequel?
Oh, I am. I'm looking forward to the X-Men sequel too.
I really like to see who Jim Carrey's going to play.
How many people they're getting back from the original?
You heard about that, right?
I saw the screenshot. It's it's got Jim Carrey, and he's got like a German Shepherd with him.
Oh, really?
And so
I can't wait to see who he plays. So it's going to be good. Like I love that. And that's the thing. It's like a lot of people like to blame Nicolas Cage for bad movies, but he was in Kick-Ass and he did a good job in Kick-Ass. So it's like
see, I don't think Nicolas Cage is necessarily a bad actor per se.
He's broke and he just doesn't take anything.
That's the thing. Yeah, he does so many movies that he's like playing the numbers. He's like, if I make 10 movies and one of them is good, I'm okay with that, and the other 9 can be crap. And it's not necessarily his fault. I mean, who wrote the line, "Not the bees"?
Oh, did you see that Valentine's?
I mean, come on now.
I follow.
How do you work with that? I don't care how good an actor you are. If the scene calls for you to scream, "Not the bees," it's gonna be a bad flick.
I saw a great Valentine's yesterday. Someone took that picture of him with the bees and was like, "Would you be my Valentine?"
That's
nice.
fantastic.
Yeah, would you be my Valentine? Would you be my Valentine?
Not the bees!
Not the bees!
They're in my eyes.
I mean, if I was writing that script, I'd be like, "Not the bees," and then I'd look at it and be like, "No."
I would have had someone. That's when you sit there and you go, "Really? This is what?" Hold on, I gotta have someone proofread this.
Yeah. Does this? Excuse me. Could you read this for me? Does this say "not the bees"?
Yeah,
it does.
Are they serious with this? Did your cousin write this script?
Well, technically, I wanted to say not this bee's knees. I wanted to bring back maybe the 1940s a little bit, but
now we know why they don't like Nicolas Cage ad lib. Because he would have talked about the bee's knees.
All right, well, let's get to some of our fans.
We did get some. I didn't get to say my favorite.
Well, you don't have a favorite.
I do.
I know what your favorite is.
Batman 89. But anyways,
you you like that Batman. You don't like the Adam West Batman? Eric, you sick, twisted fiend.
I like it. I just wouldn't classify it as the best. In my opinion, the best was the 89 Batman. Not because now it doesn't hold up that well, especially compared to the newer Batmans that have come out.
Right. Yeah.
But at the time, it was what made future
it was good.
Comic book movies possible. If that movie
it was Burton, right?
Yeah, Tim Burton.
Yeah, if that movie had been Batman Returns, then forget it. There would be no comic book movies right now. Everybody would have said, "Hell no, this is horrible." But because that movie was good, it was dark enough, but still had enough of the humor that where does he get such wonderful toys and stuff like that?
Where does he get such wonderful toys? My favorite is Bob.
That was just such a fantastic movie for its time, and I thought that it really portrayed the Batman character well. And I really even loved, even though like the trend has been like to get the biggest and buffest male lead to play Batman, and they showed with Michael Keaton that you didn't need that. All you needed was an actor, somebody who could actually act. Especially his eyes. Something about his eyes.
That's the thing.
Bruce Wayne to Batman.
That's the thing I was saying. When you watch him as like he plays a fantastic Bruce Wayne, and then when he puts the cowl on and he's Batman, like he does something with his eyes where you're just like, oh, you're not fucking with this guy.
Yeah. Oh crap. Yeah. No. Yeah.
I still love that Batmobile too.
Oh yeah, that first Batmobile.
Oh, that first Batmobile is like baller.
Then they started trying to add stuff to the second movie, added more, and then the third movie added, and then it just went crazy. And it was like, and that's why I like that they went with the more militaristic
Batman
look.
69.
Oh, the bubble car was fantastic.
Eric, I was going to make you my next Robin, and you decided to go against Adam West. You sick, twisted fiend. I thought your favorite Batman would have been the one with Bane because you had such a great conversation with him last week. Oh, hello, Eric. I see you didn't invite me back onto the podcast. Why would you invite a man and keep him in the back?
Well, see, that's the problem is your uninvite. I mailed it out. Did you not get it?
No, I do a lot of traveling.
Okay, all right. Well,
I like to go to Denny's. We talked about this.
Yeah, I will say, when watching the Super Bowl, when all that stuff was going down, I leaned over to my wife and I was like, we were talking about Bane, and then all of a sudden, she logged onto Twitter, and all this Bane stuff happened, and I felt kind of bad because I was like,
it was a
I
great
posted
combination.
a bunch of stuff.
I was like, I thought I had an original idea.
You know what's funny? Like, I've never had an original internet joke in my entire life. Like, every time I've thought of something funny and gone to post it, I've done a search and found 50, and I still post it. I'm not saying I don't, but I've seen 50 other people have already posted it. When the Pope quit and said he was quoting that he was too old to be the Pope, he was too old for it, and I searched high and low for a picture of what's it from Lethal Weapon. Danny Glover's character from Lethal Weapon. I was searching far and wide for a picture of Danny Glover with a Pope hat on with the caption, "I'm too old for this shit." Nobody, anywhere. And I didn't have time to get to my computer and Photoshop it myself. I was like, are you kidding me, Internet?
Oh, man.
I am disappointed because this should have happened. How do we not have either Danny Glover in a Pope hat or a picture of the actual Pope with Danny Glover's face and "I'm too old for this shit"? I'm like, how did that not happen? I don't get it.
Yeah, that's actually pretty. Yeah, that's true.
I was like, did I actually come up with an original internet joke and I missed my window?
I remember I posted a picture of Bane. I was all like, I wonder what would break first, the fans' spirits or their bodies. And then my dad, I was like, it would have just been great if some guy just showed up in a Batman costume at that point and just was like, where is he?
I think my favorite was the one that I found. I posted it on the Socially Awkward Facebook
with
page.
With Beyonce?
Yeah, Facebook.com/the SasquatchNet. I posted the picture. It was Beyonce with the Bane mask on, because Twitter was exploded with half of the jokes were Bane jokes, the other half were Beyonce jokes.
So you decided to combine them.
And then they were a couple of people have been like, "Oh, Beyonce, all right, we're into something."
I actually copied that photo and sent it to a text to my friend because he likes Bane, and we always joke around because Bane sounded ridiculous in the last movie. I'm sorry,
he did.
And that's the sad part. They redubbed his voice.
I know.
I know. Incomprehensible the first time.
They couldn't hear it the first time.
The trailer, they're like, "What do you say?"
The best voice for Bane I've heard so far was on the Batman animated series.
Oh yeah,
when they had him on there and stuff like that, and it was just a good episode. I'm totally jumping train here. Was the one where it was Batgirl dies.
Spoiler alert!
Basically,
good gosh, give us a hashtag.
And then Commissioner Gordon finds out about it. So Commissioner Gordon basically goes to Bane to pretty much kill Batman for him. He's bring him in or whatnot. And there's a point where Batman just puts a bunch of bricks in his cowl, and Bane's all we're both gonna kill each other. And then Batman's just it doesn't even matter anymore. He's just it doesn't even care or whatnot. But it was such a great episode or whatnot. But the guy who voiced Bane in that animated series was the best one. And then when Bane came, I was I'm kind of excited because the last time we saw Bane was in Batman and Robin, and he was just a mindless drone for a Poison Ivy. I
forgot that he was in there. We were talking about this on one of the previous episodes where I was I'm glad they brought Bane in finally to the franchise. And you're he was there already.
Yeah, I was like, what? Yeah, I know all this shit. I'll debunk all your crap. If you bring any technology my way, I'll be I don't know that. But I'll be comic books. I'm up. I'll kill you.
I'm just glad that they've never brought the Riddler into any of the.
They did, Jim Carrey. Well, it made me mad because
at least they didn't.
I really thought that Batman, The Dark Knight Rises, they were in talks with the Riddler, and I thought the storyline was because
I heard about that.
A buddy told me that the Riddler in recent comics didn't really become a villain anymore. He was more of he became a detective because he's more figuring out stuff. And him and Batman actually were on the same case, and they ran into each other and stuff like that. But I was that would have been kind of cool if this guy shows up going well, I'm going to figure out who Batman is, and then they hire him and they do all this kind of. I was that would have been really good. And then they went with Bane. I was okay. On the bright side, we got to see Talia al Ghul in a film, which we probably have never ever seen in our entire lifespan.
I like that actress too. I don't know her name.
Oh yeah,
but she was in Inception and stuff.
Oh yeah. But I think it's funny though. If you think about it, Bane's all you slept with my girlfriend, and then now you're trying to beat me up as a Batman. I don't like this at all. But Anne Hathaway as Catwoman, I think she did a fantastic job.
You know what? I was really apprehensive going into it because I really don't care for her.
What? Oh, either do I.
No,
what?
Hey, look, if she showed at my door and was like, "Hey, I'm going to suck your dick," all bets are off. Go right ahead. But she's not going to sing anything to me.
Oh, no, I'm not worried about that.
No, I was really impressed by her performance in that movie.
Yeah,
I thought she did a very good job.
Well, we all said the same thing when Heath Ledger was picked. Like, everybody was up in arms when Heath Ledger was picked as the Joker, and when they did that teaser trailer and you heard him, like, talk and laugh, and everyone was like, oh, shit. And then that first teaser trailer they had with him where he's walking in the streets, so like, hit me.
Yeah, right?
Yeah, everyone was like, he's got this.
Whoa, damn.
That was like, just, I'm going to do a magic trick. I'm going to make this pencil disappear. Voila!
Oh, man.
I need to watch that again. I haven't watched that one.
So good. I love The Dark Knight.
I mean, actually, I can't say that because I actually did watch it fairly recently, like within the last couple of months, because I watched it so that I caught up with Batman Begins and then Dark Knight and then Dark Knight Rises to catch up. But I still need to watch that one again because it was really good.
Well, we should probably get to the comments.
Yeah, I know we're really
people.
just. This is what we do.
Gone on a tangent there, so.
All right, let's start hitting upper fans.
Tangent on
Sorry,
this show?
people.
No
Sorry.
way.
You know what I like to do? I like to go off on tangents and then make jokes about Japanese people.
Too soon. Too soon.
Too soon?
Time to joke about the Russian. Make a joke about the Russians and meteorites. Go.
You know those Russians? They really have rocks falling from the sky. That's the best I can. I was fired from Affleck.
Maybe
I was Iago, and I hate kids.
Maybe less of the Russians would have been hurt by that meteorite if they were as short as the Japanese.
You're writing my jokes, you cocksucker.
I can't do the voice, otherwise we would have had. I have to actually be the racist one in this scenario, but that's still one of the funniest.
Let's talk about the Jews.
What they're very sound with their financial.
Yeah, they're
advice.
very good with money.
Yeah,
I'll tell you that much.
They own Hollywood.
If you have a piece of jewelry that you want to authenticate, and make sure it's real, you go to a Jew.
Why are you showing me jewelry? I don't know what this is. Let's get to the fans.
All right, we got a lot of great responses from our fans on our Twitter page, which, by the way, is at the SasquatchNet.
Boom.
You can find us there. You can go twitter.com/the SasquatchNet, or you can go over to our, if you want to, you can go to 4eyeradio.com and click on the little link there. Whatever.
We also have a Tumblr page.
Yeah, we do have a Tumblr page, sociallyawkwardstudios.tumblr.com.
I saw it.
We reblog some funny stuff from across the internet. It's great.
I've seen it with my own eyes.
It's a good thing.
It's a good thing.
But on our Twitter page, we did get a response from @DocZen. He said, the worst has to be Transformers. And the best, I would say Zorro, the Gay Blade, or Howard the Duck. Hot Leia Thompson.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
Howard the Duck.
I do have to go with that. Leia Thompson back in the day looked damn good.
Yeah.
And so anything with her in it looking good, I'm down with.
Transformers.
Transformers.
See,
I actually enjoyed Transformers.
I like Transformers 1.
The first one.
And Transformers 2, it wasn't as good as the first one. They could have gotten rid of a couple of things, but the third one I hated. I was like, what the hell is
here's
this?
how I replied on Twitter to, there was a couple of people who threw out Transformers actually, and I said, in order to eliminate Transformers from this conversation, keep in mind, Transformers I consider a toy-based movie, not a comic book-based movie, because
they do
it was
have
a
comic
toy.
books,
Well, yeah, but
do they?
But the comics were based on the
Dark
toys, and the movie is based on the toy. So I say,
oh shit, I should know this. DWI.
Okay.
Yeah, that's right.
I mean, the toys were awesome.
Yeah,
Autobots
the toys
transform.
Yeah, the toys were great. Honestly, I did enjoy the first flick as just a popcorn flick, as just a, hey, this is entertaining. You get to see some stuff blow up. You get to see some cool robot action. Then the second one, all the robots looked too alike. So when they were fighting each other, I was like, I lost track of which one's
which.
which.
The thing no one really knew is Hugo Weaving was the voice of Megatron.
Oh, wow.
And my favorite part was when in Transformers 2, I really liked it because they had that dynamic with him and Starscream, where
He's Lord Megatron. We have found the dark spark. You failed me again, Starscream.
that's right, I do Transformers.
Isn't Starscream always screwing up though?
Well, technically,
I mean, I've seen some of the cartoons too, and it's always Starscream who's.
Well, technically,
what does that guy have to do to get fired?
well, this is the thing.
Seriously.
Well, this is the thing though. Starscream technically was an Autobot. And he didn't like the way things were running, and then he thought, well, I'm going to follow Megatron.
He's like, wait a minute, I'm a jet, and I have to take orders from the big rig? Are you kidding me?
Well, he thought if I side with Megatron, and if Megatron dies, because he always wanted to take over for Megatron, he always wanted to be the leader of the Decepticons. So that was his whole kind of deal.
But he's an idiot.
No, he is an idiot.
So how's that going to work? Yeah, I never. Every time I've tuned into anything Transformers, it's always Starscream screwing crap up. Every single
you
time.
failed me again. I'm sorry, Lord Megatron. I didn't realize the toaster wasn't on our side.
I just can't win.
Yeah.
I can't win.
Which is funny though, because the voice actor Frank Welker, who was the voice of the Freddy.
Good God, man.
I know this stuff. Who was the voice of Freddy from Scooby Doo? He did like all of the Transformers Decepticons in the old '80s cartoon.
Nice. Well, see, as a voice actor
that's pretty
yourself,
cool.
Dumb knowledge, I know.
As a voice actor yourself, I expect you to know this kind of thing, but it still kind of throws me off because I'm like, I don't think I've ever heard that name until right now.
Frank Welker?
Yeah.
Oh, every animal thing you've ever heard in any cartoon show, he's the voice of. Like Nibbler from Futurama, Santa's Little Helper, and Snowball 2. He's his voice. Boom. Knowledge.
Wow. You hear that?
I'm the
sound of a knowledge bomb exploding in the socially
I will
awkward
hopefully
studios.
be taking over as the voice of Shaggy and Scooby-Doo.
There you go. Well, moving on here, we did get a response from @LittleCuteGirl86, who usually gives us our the most ridiculous answers to some of the questions we've asked. I'm going to be honest. I mean, we've gotten like best comedy movie. She gave us White Chicks. I mean, seriously, some ridiculous answers.
I bet my brother would agree with that one.
Oh my goodness, that's just
they're a match
horrible.
made in heaven.
This week, she actually came with some decent choices here.
She's in a relationship, but she can break up.
She said, so far for me, I think the best is Thor, which I actually really enjoyed.
Actually, surprisingly, I thought Thor was pretty good.
There was ups and downs to that movie.
Besides the Iron Man movies, I thought Thor was the next best of the Avengers lead-up movies.
Okay,
Actually,
I'll agree with that.
Actually, I won't agree with that because I actually think Captain America was really well done.
Captain America was good, but I still rank
I won't
it just
agree with that.
slightly
Really,
under
because
Thor.
I think I was very concerned when they casted the same guy as Human Torch, but he fucking nailed Steve Rogers.
No, I liked Captain. I liked all of them. I liked all of them leading up to it. Even the Hulk, even the Edward Norton Hulk, which I
you
thought
didn't
was
watch the Ang Lee Hulk. Don't do that.
No, I don't want to.
Don't hurt your brain.
Ed
But
Norton
yeah,
all the way.
so she gave us Thor as the best
Great
for
actor,
her.
just
Oh,
in
yeah.
general.
And Batman and
Fight
Robin, our good friend Batman and Robin, as the worst, which I can see.
Nice to see you. You guys need to chill out. Everybody freeze. George Clooney's got nipples. I guess you could say the frostbite made him hard.
I am gonna I'm just gonna do a random here for just a split second. I was listening to the most recent Straight Outta Austin.
Oh yeah,
right. Also available on the 4-Eyed Radio Network.
Yes.
Plug.
And there was a couple good
We
things.
need a drop for that. Plug.
A couple great things about that show. First, they had this Jesus rap at the beginning that was just freaking hilarious.
I need to hear that. I'm so backed up on all the podcasts.
You gotta
I am
listen.
ashamed to say I'm practically running half of the network, and I haven't listened to crap beyond my own show. It's sad, really.
Because you're just like the sound of your own voice. You're like Hitler. You get off on it.
Yeah.
Octoliba! Skeet! Skeet! Skeet!
Skeet Skeet, been around since you know when.
Wow.
And then
So Straight Outta Austin.
Yeah.
Available on the 4-Eyed Radio Network. Go ahead.
Near the end of the episode, they played, I don't know, it was like 100 and something best Arnold
Arnold's,
Schwarzenegger
yeah.
quotes, and they played like quite a bit of it on their podcast, and it was great. So just you doing that voice just clicks. So.
Actually, I was on their show recently, and I did a whole. They were joking around where they had like John Rambo meets the guy from True Lies. We're doing like True Lies 2 or something like that. I was like, hey, how you doing? It's pretty good. Yeah, I just hanging out here with my terrorists! They're coming to get us! And like the joke was like he was coming in for soup, and the guy shoots his soup. He's like, I'm gonna join you. We're gonna take out these guys. You lost your daughter. I lost my meal. He's out for blood. The other guy's out for soup.
Wow.
Coming next summer. True Lies / Rambo 2.
Might as well make it a.
Well, they are
merger,
they are making a
blended
movie with them called The Tomb, which is just kind of hitting the.
Well, it seems like this.
What's the over under on one of them dying during the production of this film?
The joke is, I wish it was like a buddy comedy. It's like when two explorers goes visit a tomb, and it's all like, "I'm a mummy. Hey, there's a mummy. This is weird, They take him into captivity. I'm gonna learn
Two
your
old
ways."
action stars enter.
Well, it seems like this year is the revamping of like the old action stars.
Oh, yeah.
Have you noticed?
Crazy.
I mean, it's like Schwarzenegger's in that Last Stand or
Last
something
Stand.
like that.
Which
And
I've heard is horrible.
Yeah, well, it's got Johnny Knoxville in it. What do you expect?
Oh,
Well,
gosh.
and then Stallone's in that one where basically the same type of movie where he just plays this.
It's called The Stand Last, actually.
Yeah. They're coming back.
It's called The Pentultimate Stand.
I'm just waiting for like the next. It's like
we're one before that.
I'm just waiting for like
Arnold Schwarzenegger, Sylvester Stallone, Liam Neeson.
You're like all these action stars like
In the next big movie, musical chairs.
Musical chairs.
I can't fit. Sit down. Where's a place to sit? The music's gonna stop pretty soon.
This is going to be my chair. You got to take my chair. Get back to the chair.
Musical chairs. The whole album's just straight
fantastic.
dubstep.
Yeah. I would watch that. I would buy tickets. I'd be in line opening night with a tent. I'd be camped out waiting for that. But you know what?
We need to get back to these.
We
fans.
do, because we're running out of time.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I apologize.
It's perfectly fine. Like I said, this show, we might as well rename it to Socially Awkward Tangents, because that's really what we do here. But at Count Marzo gave us some good responses. He said his favorite is probably Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles or Batman Returns.
Oh, yeah.
His least favorite was Michael Bay's Transformers, any of them, past and future. And again, I had reminded him, like, I like to think of Transformers as a toy movie, not a comic book movie. So he said he would change his vote to his least favorite is either Catwoman or Elektra.
Oh, yeah. Oh,
right.
Catwoman.
Okay.
Actually,
Even with
to tell you the truth,
Halle Berry in skin tight leather, that still ended up being a horrible movie. How do you do that?
To tell you the truth, I don't know. Like, literally, if I put them side by side, I don't know which one is worth Catwoman or Elektra.
It's
oh
awful.
my God, they're like neck and neck.
What I don't understand, Catwoman I can understand because they took a successful franchise in Batman and spun off one of the characters to make a movie.
Well, the
it was a horrible movie, but they
you-
took a successful franchise and spun it off. With Elektra, they took a crap fest of a movie and then spun off one of the characters to make another movie. I was like, why?
See, that's the problem, though. Daredevil, though, is actually a really good comic book, and then they just totally... I hate it. They casted Ben Affleck just because he looked like the guy.
Yeah.
I was like, just because you look like...
The only redeeming feature of the
Bullseye.
Bullseye was the only redeeming feature of that movie because Colin Farrell did a fantastic job as Bullseye. If you've never read any of the comics that feature Bullseye, do yourself a favor, check those out because that's a fantastic character.
Now,
I love the Deadpool with him in it because their interactions are hilarious.
Now, what did you think as Michael Clark Duncan as the Kingpin?
It was an interesting choice. I mean, obviously, in the comics, he's not a black guy.
Well, they actually made him into a, one
they give him reverse Michael Jackson syndrome? What?
Kind of. Well, basically, there was actually an episode. It was actually a good, again, jumping tangent. There was a series it's actually on Netflix. It's just called Spider-Man. It was actually on MTV for one season. It was actually Neil Patrick Harris was the voice of Peter Parker and Spider-Man.
Nice.
Fucking phenomenal. And it was basically by the company that did Reboot. So it was like a CGI kind of show and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Oh, it was so well done and stuff like that. And they it ended. I was like, this is phenomenal. I can't wait for the second season. And they canceled it because MTV's like, well, we can't. There's no Jersey boobs in this. So, but like it's on Netflix. It's just called Spider-Man. Like, check it out. I highly recommend it. It's so fun. Then they brought him in actually in one of the games, Neil Patrick Harris, to play Spider-Man. Like, I think he's like the best guy to voice Spider-Man. Like, he was fantastic because he had that quick wit and he could be funny. He could be serious. He could do all that stuff. It was just so well done.
I definitely want to check that out because I do like NPH as he's called in the business.
He's kind of gold, man.
Yeah,
it's
I'm
like
not
everything
gay
he
or
touches-
anything, but if he wanted me, I mean,
you'd bend over and let him take it.
I'd be like,
you know what the problem is, though?
You're rich, right?
You know what the problem is, though? Because while he's fucking you in the ass, he'd be telling his friends, he's like, so I'm fucking this guy in the ass the other night.
He'd be typing it out on an old style computer monitor, monochromatic. I had an interesting experience.
So I had an interesting experience. I'm fucking this guy in the ass the other night and reach around to see what he's got. He's got a fucking boner. What a faggot.
Wow. This took a turn. I don't know what happened right now. I think I was actually to blame for that one, though. So, but yeah, he says Catwoman or Elektra, and I concur because both of those were horrible, horrible movies.
Especially the guy in the Elektra movie with the stupid tattoos is like, I'm going to make him come to life. It's like, fuck you. Go die. Go die in a lake.
So we got a response from some other podcast that's available. I don't know, maybe at arcade-bros.com or at 4eyeradio.com, and then click on the bi-weekly links and go to Arcade Bros. He said, favorite, Toxic Avenger.
Oh,
least favorite, Toxic Avenger.
All right.
He did say Watchmen was great, and I give mad props to Snyder for making it.
Yeah, see, a lot of people did not like Watchmen. Now, don't get me wrong, there are some parts in Watchmen where I'm like, I wish they would have kept that in from the graphic novel, but I actually got the director's cut, and they have a scene in it where it's like, they show where the guy gets, the first Night Owl gets murdered by the group of gangs.
Spoiler alert!
Yeah, spoiler. But then it has Night Owl.
Movie's been out how long now?
Yeah, I know. It has Night Owl and Rorschach show up at a bar. And while they're at the bar trying to get information, Night Owl's looking at the TV, and it shows the murder. And it's like, and this was the gang member, and he looks over, and there's one of the gang members in the bar.
Oh, nice.
And it's like, he's beating the shit out of him, and it's like Rorschach that's like grabbing him like, dude, no, you can't do, it's like, you're like, oh, this is fucking phenomenal. It's like, why did they leave this out?
Yeah, I haven't seen the director's cut.
Oh, the director's cut's phenomenal. Like, oh, it's so, like, they add so much stuff to it that you're like, I wish they would have kept this in, but I know with Zack Snyder, it's all like, I'm going to make a 4-hour movie. I'm like Lord of the Rings.
Yes. They should have split it into like 15 movies.
I am looking forward to that Superman
20
movie,
laser discs.
And I'm not a fan of Superman.
I'm looking forward. That's how I am too.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna deter again.
Just do it.
Go for
so that actor was what's his name? I can't think of his freaking name. He was in The Tudors. Have you ever seen The Tudors?
Yeah, that was
that was
really
a great
good.
series.
It was
a great series. I loved that series. So when we saw that preview, me and my wife, as soon as she saw that he was in there, she was sold.
She was sold.
So I was like, oh, sweet. Because when you watch the preview, you're like, damn, this is actually kind of dark. This is kind of a dark Superman.
Mm-hmm.
And there's got some, like, it's just, the undertone of it just is really
Well, I like about it because I know my brother, he's a huge Superman fan. Kyle Moon, he's also the co-host on Arcade Bros blog. He actually likes the fact that it's like Superman lands and then you have like the military like showing their guns. I'm like, yes! I'm like, why? Yes. Because if you watch the first Superman movie, the Christopher Reeve, is like he saves like a helicopter and everyone's like, yay! It's like, wait a minute, this guy just flew out of the fucking sky. You're not going to question that?
Like, wait a minute.
So, like, I like this because it's more the fact that, like, he doesn't know what to do with his power. Like, that was, like, the good quote in the movie trailer where the dad's all like, he's conflicted. Like, his dad tells him,
if only somebody was around to tell him that with great power comes great responsibility.
Don't even question it.
We're not even going to tag that.
They didn't even mention that in Amazing Spider-Man. I was so pissed. They did not have that line. Like, I liked the movie, and it took a little bit while for it to get started, but I was waiting for, like, the ending where, like, he has that voicemail. I'm like, he's going to say it, and he doesn't say it. I'm like, are you fucking kidding me?
How dare you?
Yeah, credits.
You're like,
no!
Did you stay until after? Maybe it popped up with the no animals were harmed in the filming of this movie.
We lied.
With great power comes great responsibility.
But yeah, no, what I like about the new Superman, it's like his dad's all like, he's like, everyone saw, like, they're like, we saw what Clark did, on that bus or whatnot. And then his dad's all like, he's like, what do you want me to do, Dad? Let them all die? He's like, maybe. He's like, you got to keep this under wrap. You can't show it. And you're just like, holy shit.
What else are you going to do?
But Kirk Russell is going to be playing his dad.
Haven't seen him in a while.
Really?
So, yeah.
Well, that's interesting. You know what else is interesting?
Is these questions.
At 5 Digits responds, who said, Green Lantern was awful. The Dark Knight Rises, freaking awesome. So he's voting Green Lantern, awful. Dark Knight Rises.
See, that's
awesome.
what I hate. Everybody jumped on the fact that The Dark Knight Rises was a bad movie. I go, look, okay, Dark Knight
it was a great
is
movie.
a great movie, okay?
Great, yeah.
Dark Knight Rises is still a good movie. I think Nolan ended it very well and stuff like that. There's there's a couple of plot holes where like how the fuck did Bruce Wayne get back to Gotham so fast? But like yeah. But like I still thought, I'm like, he did a good job with it.
Yeah, no. He said Dark Knight Rises is good.
No.
He said that was the good one.
I'm just saying there's like a lot of people who just hated it. Like there's rarely a bunch of people I talk to and they're like, oh, I like The Dark Knight Rises.
I think anybody who says it's bad either A, didn't like any of the movies, or B, they just couldn't get past Dark Knight.
Why?
Like they watched Dark Knight and they were like, this is the ultimate of any Batman movie that's ever going to be made and nothing else is ever going to satisfy
Why
me.
would you like the first two and then not like the last one?
Well, that actually can happen.
I was stoked when they said Joseph Gordon-Levitt was going to be.
Oh, he was great. You know what? He's a great actor. I love him in just about every. Like I saw him in Third Rock from the Sun. And I was like, yeah, this kid is never going to.
Oh, he's phenomenal in Inception.
And then exactly, Inception. He's been in some other stuff. It's like, holy crap!
If you haven't seen that,
act.
Oh, with Seth Rogen.
Funny part. Okay, Seth Rogen, I like him, but I think Seth Rogen as a side character, he's brilliant. When he's the lead, I'm like, I don't like him.
Yeah. Yeah, I could agree with that actually because it's I like him in small doses. Like he was fantastic in 40-Year-Old Virgin.
Yes.
I thought he was fantastic in 40-Year-Old Virgin as just like the fringe stoner friend, to the main characters who I thought were phenomenal.
Go fuck a goat. That guy. I love that guy, dude. Oh man, that guy's great.
You will receive none of the commission. You're still cool to cover my shift on Friday, right? Once I pull the blade, which is concealed in my boot, it cannot be returned until it has shed blood.
Oh man!
Oh, that movie kills me every time.
Yeah,
I need to watch that again sometime soon. At Nova Charter, who is also a member of the 4-Eyed Radio Network on the Starfleet Escape podcast. Check them out at sfescapepod.com.
I love the podcast.
Plug.
It's great.
He says the best was Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
Nice.
Worst, The Mask, which I didn't.
Oh, that's true.
honestly
That is
equate to a comic book movie
The
right
Mask
away.
is.
I would say The Son of the Mask was probably worse.
Yeah, well, that's what
Jamie
I had
Kennedy.
replied. I'm like, hey, the first one was actually kind of good.
I
Not
actually
great.
enjoyed it.
Not great, but fun. Like, and honestly, that is the only movie in which I have looked at Cameron Diaz and said, "Hey, she's hot."
Well, that
Other
was
than that, I've looked at him like
that was like her
I wouldn't
first
turn
film.
her
gonna,
down.
yeah, I was going to say that's one.
Yeah,
her
she
first,
looked
if not
hot
one of
in
the
that movie,
first.
and then since then she's like, she's not ugly. I'm not saying that, but she's
I guess
never
you could
been like
say-
that hot girl.
I guess you could say she almost kind of resembles an ogre.
no.
Oh, that's
I
not
wouldn't say
nice.
that
She's
at all.
just
No, I'm
a
kidding.
donkey. Sorry, I just had
But yeah, so we went back and forth a little bit about if The Mask was really the worst, but that's his opinion, and he's welcome.
Actually, jumping onto a tangent here.
We don't do that here.
There was a contest in Nintendo Power like a long time ago, like right when The Mask came out. It was
Nice.
to be if you won the contest, you would be an extra in The Mask 2. How pissed was that kid when The Mask 2 never got made?
He's like, man, I wanted
Like, what the hell?
Still to this day,
Yeah.
like just waiting for that phone call.
45 now, and
he
he's like,
he sees the trailer. He's like, "Oh, there's a second Mask movie. Am I in it? Son of the Mask! What the hell? Damn you, Jamie Kennedy!"
I'm sending this formal letter to you right now.
That's why
I'm going to
Nintendo
write
Power
a
went
strongly
under.
worded letter.
Yep. It was probably with Doogie Howser's computer too. Yeah,
My-
callback.
My wife. Okay, just to go back, my wife wrote Henry Carville.
Who's that?
That's that actor from The Tudors. That's Superman.
Oh, okay,
yeah.
okay. All right. I'm like, who? What?
I hope he tutors me.
Well, he's no Henry
the
Carville,
Tudors.
but at Trekkie B47 responded, and he's another member of the 4-Eyed Radio Network, also part of the Starfleet Escape podcast.
Ooh, wow.
He said, best comic book adaptation movie, I love the director's cut version of The Daredevil. Way better than the theatrical release. Which, I haven't seen the director's cut, so I can't comment. The theatrical release...
I will have to say, what is this guy, blind?
Again, the only redeeming feature of Daredevil was Colin Farrell's portrayal of Bullseye, which was spot on. I mean, it was...
And that's
the
good for Colin
Bullseye-
Farrell too, because
Yeah.
Colin Farrell's sometimes like.
He was amazing in Bruges. I think I'm pronouncing it.
Actually, it was funny. Like, Colin Farrell...
Check that movie out. I don't know if it's on Netflix or not. If not, I got some sources.
What I liked is Colin Farrell kind of fell
It's
off
a good movie.
Fell
It's
off the face
amazing.
of the earth, and then the last film I saw him in was Horrible Bosses.
He was funny
and
in that.
That was
good.
hilarious.
That was a good movie.
That was hilarious. But he wasn't playing. He was just kind of, that was hilarious.
That
That
was
was
good,
amazing. But yeah, you should definitely check out In Bruges. That's a
Bruges.
fantastic movie.
Or the movie The
Definitely
Room.
check it out. Yeah. Oh, hey, Denny.
Hi, Dennis. Have you seen that?
Which one?
The Room?
Oh, you need to watch that.
But we were talking about that earlier. We were talking about
we
that
were
earlier.
talking about kind of the origins of the show from the very beginning.
I said that to my roommate. I pulled
And,
out
oh
this
my
movie. I'm like,
gosh.
you ever see The Room? And she just busts out laughing. She's like, we're going to get along fine.
Nice.
Oh yeah, we need to organize a viewing of that. You know what we should do? We should do like a live
commentary.
We
of
should
The
do a
Room.
live viewing of that. One of the nights that we don't have a show going, we should come in. We should hook everything up, broadcast live, watch The Room, and just mercilessly berate it.
Oh, hi, Denny.
Oh, that movie was.
I did not hit her. I did not hit her.
This
That's
is
bullshit.
bullshit.
I did not. Oh, hi,
Oh, hi, Mark.
Wow, what a story, Mark.
That's not a. No, I think it's 4 Rooms. That was a Tarantino.
Oh, no,
you're
that's
thinking
not-
that, yeah,
that's-
there's 4
yeah, that's
No,
not-
I'll show you I actually have the DVD. I'll show you you'll look at this cover and just go, oh, God, this is going to be bad.
all right, cool.
Well, at Trekkie B47 also gave us his worst choice, which puts him into my favorite category for the week. He said, worst, X-Men Origins Wolverine. It was horrible what they did to Deadpool's character.
I go where you
Bad
want when
movie.
I want bub.
Oh, that was just, yeah. And I told him, I'm like, I concur wholeheartedly. We do have one more response on the Twitter. We'll get to this before we go off on another tangent. At MGC TV Prof Marvel.
Damn.
Said,
You want to say that again?
yeah, no, I do not. Here's my rule about Twitter handles. If you want people to follow you, make your Twitter handle easy to remember so that people can follow you. If you have a Twitter handle with 15 underscores, an ampersand, and numbers, nobody is going to be able to find you. So have an easy... That's why mine is my name, at Eric J. Dewey on Twitter. Boom. Easy.
That's your name?
Yeah.
You've been lying to me
That's
for like
amazing.
how many years?
Mine's my name, too.
See?
Same with mine. Except I have Junior.
I've got an underscore in there, though.
Oh, get out. No, I'm just kidding. Well,
you're fired.
MGC TV Prof Marvel says the best is Avengers. The worst by far is Fantastic Four 2. The Silver Surfer's power coming from his board. What the
Wait. That's what he's pissed off about? How about
That's what he's pissed off about.
How about Galactus being just like this weird swirly death thing? It's like, what the fuck is this shit?
No, he's okay with that. But the Silver Surfer's power coming from his board.
The thing I got
WTF! Exclamation point.
The thing I got mad about is when the Human Torch starts getting everybody's powers, and I'm like, oh, the next movie they're going to do the Skrulls, because that was one of the Skrulls. They made a Super Skrull that had all the powers of the Fantastic Four. So then, like, he could have like the Thing's hands, and then it'd be on fire, and then he can turn invisible and stretch. And Eric's just like, shut up.
What?
No.
I'm sorry, I was responding
They're
to
actually
our
supposed to be-
fans
they're
in the chat room.
supposed to be rebooting
now
that.
that people in the chat room actually are listening to this show, I believe, instead of listening to something else entirely. I think there was like a Hellfire and Brimstone Christian chat room or something going on around our, like it was tied into our chat somehow, and I don't know
Which
how.
is weird, because you're an atheist, and I hate God.
It's the
there was a
weirdest
lot of
thing.
Bible quotes in there.
I know, it was like, I don't know what's happening in
Thou
our
shalt
chat room
not
right
rape
now.
a baby if the baby is not 18. Is that a Bible quote?
I don't think
I
so.
thought it was.
Unfortunately,
I read the cliff
you'd
notes.
think that would be something that would put in there.
Yeah, you're just like, ew. Okay, no, one question, nothing came up, and I don't know how people feel about this. I get a mixed review of this. How did everyone feel about the Hellboy films?
You know what? I never paid much attention to him because I was never a fan of the comics. I was never big into the character. And then I saw the movie on TNT or something like that, and I was like,
yeah, TNT.
Hey, this is
TNT
kind of interesting. So then I watched the first movie, on DVD, so I could see the whole thing, and I was like, hey, this is actually a pretty decent movie. It wasn't like super great blockbuster or anything like that to me, but I was like, hey, this is pretty interesting. And then I tried to watch the second one, and
See, a lot of people hated the second one. I absolutely love the second one because actually it was written by the director and Michael Magnolia, who's written the comics and stuff like that. Like, they collaborated together to create this brand new storyline. But I think Ron Perlman is perfect for Hellboy. Like, if you read the comic book, if we actually get to my segment before we leave tonight,
I was going to try to tie right into that. I was going to say, you know what we should talk about right now?
We should talk about
Steven's Comic Corner.
Steven's Comic Corner. So what I'm going to talk about tonight is actually the first volume of Hellboy. It's actually written by Mike Magnolia, and John Barron is the artist, and it's a very good read and everything like that. It has a little bit of elements from the first movie, but a lot of stuff. But I really enjoyed the Hellboy. It takes a lot of place with the supernatural elements and stuff like that. Now, if anybody doesn't know the origins of Hellboy, basically the Germans were basically trying to win World War II,
Germans.
and they basically opened a gate to hell. And the Americans stopped them. The Special American Force stopped them, and they didn't think anything came through. But something did come through, and it was actually the son of Satan, known as Hellboy. So one of the doctors actually, raises him as his own and everything like that, and he actually makes him this elite, for the Bureau of Paranormal Investigation. And they also have another guy called Abe, which is actually named after Abraham Lincoln, which is a water creature. He's actually pretty cool. Actually, there was a spin-off series that my buddy was talking about, too, that's actually pretty cool, where Hellboy's not in it, and it's actually run by Abe and a few other people. But artwork is fantastic. The storylines are great. Just basically, if you read this comic, you'll literally okay, Ron Perlman nailed this character. He's smoking his cigars. He's,
cool.
he has all the cats
Cool.
and stuff like that, but he's just his arrogance. like he even say that in his mind. Like there's a part where he's fighting like one of these frog creature things he has to battle. And he's all like, the problem is when I get mad, I get reckless, and then I don't pay attention to stuff. And as soon as he says that, boom, he gets like thrown out a window and stuff like that. So he is very hard headed. Like he nailed that character and stuff like that. And it is really cool because like he doesn't know the concept of his hand right now, and he just thinks it's just like a way to beat the crap out of people with and stuff. So I highly recommend the Hellboy series if you haven't read them yet. You know, you can probably pick them up. They give you a good maybe about 3 or 4 comics in these little like volumes that I have. I think I have up to volume 6. Phenomenal read. I love the artwork. You know, it's just a great you know thing. If you're really into the paranormal activity and all this kind of stuff, like where they go searching for like Sasquatch and all these other like ghosts and
the Sasquatch.net.
Yeah, they actually go searching for the sass. You know, it's just a very well done comic book, and I think Mike Magnolia did a fantastic job of creating this character. You know, it's by you know, Dark Horse Comics, which really doesn't have too many comic books, you know, that people are well known. They did take up the Star Wars franchise, which I'm actually kind of surprised what's going to happen since Disney owns it. I don't know if they're going to continue with Dark Horse, but who knows? So I highly recommend Hellboy. The first one is called The Seed of Destruction. So if you can go to your local comic book store, like, I don't know, Atomic Comic. Oh, wait.
Oh, too soon. How about
Amazon? Amazon has it. So I highly recommend it. Hellboy, fantastic. And if you don't like the movies, go fuck yourself.
Wow.
Well, the Atomic Comic sign's still up. My wife wants to steal it.
Does it have the Spider-Man and the Superman?
Awesome. No, they took those down. It's on the backside. It's like their logo, you know, like with the Atom.
The Atom.
Yeah.
Let's do it. Let's go.
I wanted to steal that Spider-Man. Just
we're going to go steal
those were up for a long time after it closed down. And then
I thought about it. I was all like, with great power comes great responsibility. How am I going to steal this?
I'm doing it. I had my Chipotle. I'm doing it.
They closed that down, too.
No, they moved it.
Oh, they moved it.
It's on the other side.
Okay, I got worried because I showed up on New Year's because my parents were like, we saw The Hobbit, and then we go to like the BJ's restaurant over there afterwards. And I walked by, I was like, what the hell happened to Chipotle? I was so angry. Like, I literally fell to my knees. It's like, no!
It's right. It's right on the Chandler Boulevard side now, so.
So now you just made the people are like, why is he complaining? It's on the other side.
It's right, it's right there. Yeah. You're on your knees screaming. Well, since you got your section in there, Stephen, with the Comics Corner, I want to get my section, the Socially Awkward Locker Room, in as well.
Oh, I thought you had.
Since we got just a couple of minutes left, yeah, I've got to talk about this story.
Oh, I'm so glad you're talking. I'm so gled you're talking about this because someone mentioned it at work, and I made so many jokes.
Oh
that I'm ready
gosh,
for it.
This is absolutely nuts. So, for those of you who don't remember, in the Olympics there was a runner named Oscar Pistorius. I don't even know if I'm pronouncing his name right. He was known as the Blade Runner because he was a paraplegic. He's got no legs. He was running on those crazy fiberglass or carbon fiber, whatever the hell they are, blades. And there was some controversy because some people were saying, oh, it gives him an unfair advantage and blah, blah, blah. And the other runners were saying, no, it doesn't. It's fine.
Yeah.
We're good with it. It's okay.
We're fine.
And so that's why he was allowed, because the other runners said, no, we're good.
Yeah.
Because they understood the technology behind it and that it allows him to run as well as them, but not better than them by nature.
He didn't get the Terminator legs
and didn't he end up with like bronze medal or something like that in like one event, and he didn't win any other medals or something like that? I don't remember.
Like that. He did good.
He got a medal. I remember that, but it wasn't a gold medal.
Germany, we're fine.
And it was only one, I think, out of like he entered like 5 or 6 events.
I think he's the first.
Paraplegic?
Yes.
I believe he's the first paraplegic to medal. I believe he's only one of like 3 or 4 to ever compete in the regular Olympics as well, if that's correct. Well, he's also the first paraplegic Olympian to be charged with murder.
Congratulations.
And congratulations! You got
won!
the first. Yes, this
he
guy
won gold in that event
from South America. He has been charged with premeditated murder of his amazingly gorgeous model girlfriend.
Yeah.
I saw the picture of her. And
Here's
I was like,
the thing:
damn.
she found they found her shot dead in his home. There is an unreleased Nike ad with him featured, getting ready to run. Just a still picture of him in his outfit and his blades on the track, and the caption is, "I'm the bullet in the chamber."
Oh, jeez.
Oops. Now they have pulled that ad. They have pulled the ad, but holy crap. Well, Nike, you done screwed that one up good.
Man.
Well, what I've been saying when this story broke and I heard it at work, I was like, come on, people, why don't we just walk a mile in this man's shoes?
Oh, because they don't fit. They don't have blades.
Oh, because he has okay. And I was like, you know what? Maybe he was just trying to put his foot forward. No?
Oh, my goodness gracious.
I believe they were saying...
I mean, it wasn't like a walk in the park for him, was it?
I believe they were saying that it was like he mistaked
her as a burglar.
Yeah,
like
he's
intrusion
claiming
or
it's an
something.
accident. I don't think he's got a leg to stand on here, quite honestly.
You know what?
Sorry, I had to get one in.
All he's trying to do. You know what? All he's trying to do. You know what this guy's always trying to do? He's just trying to tiptoe around the whole situation.
Oh my goodness gracious! Oh,
I
my
really
God.
could say that he probably put his foot in his mouth.
I think we can honestly say that he didn't do that.
No, I
he
know.
might have put her foot in his mouth.
I
don't know what he's into. I don't know. Maybe she wouldn't let him, and that's why he. Anyways, but yeah, his. Oh my! It's a sad story. I mean, we're making
it's
fun.
terribly sad. I mean,
mostly because they gave this guy who's just from what I understand, just kind of a jerk to begin with. Quite honestly, I mean, I feel bad for the guy that he's paraplegic and everything, but at the same time, I've heard that he's a bit of an ass, and the fact that he got the nickname the Blade Runner, which I'm sorry, that was a cool movie. He doesn't deserve the nickname, especially if he's killing his model girlfriend. So
I'll put it this way:
take the nickname back. We want it back for our sci-fi geekdom. We don't want to give it to this asshole.
Foe.
Hey, to be fair, you know, this guy where he's going, he will no longer be walking on sunshine.
Oh,
You won't be.
he will not. It's true. It is true. But yeah, so I had to bring that up because I saw this.
I'm so
and
glad you did.
I saw that this had happened. I was like, oh my goodness, this is crazy. I wonder what's going to happen. And then as the story progressed, even since just a couple of days ago when it first came out, you know, he's claiming it's an accident, and now they've changed the charge from just murder to premeditated murder. So they're saying not only did he do it, but he planned it. He tried to make it look like an accident and failed miserably, evidently.
Well, to be fair, he was pacing back and forth about this whole idea for a while.
Very quickly.
Hey, you know what's great? You know what's great though? When it happened and he took off running, he thought they'll never catch me.
90 seconds.
But then eventually he jumped to the conclusion that he could get away with this, and unfortunately that was incorrect. Yeah, it was
crazy.
It's a sad story,
Especially
and
on
I feel
Valentine's
bad
Day.
for the family.
Was it on Valentine's Day?
Yeah,
that's when it came out. Yeah,
I guess you could say he really shot her through the heart.
Oh, you give love a bad name.
Good night, everybody.
And on that note, that does it for Socially Awkward Studios number 7 for February the 15th, 2013. Special thanks to our guest, Matthew Renfro of The Fro Show. Check out his show at froshowpodcast.blogspot.com.
Hey,
also check it out on Stitcher and iTunes.
Yeah, subscribe, give him a like on his Facebook page, and follow this motherfucker. Because if you don't, I will find you, and I will catch you, and I will kill you.
And thank you, Liam. And also, our next show will be on February the 22nd, 6 p.m. Mountain Standard Time. We are going to ask you the socially awkward question of the week. This week, we're going to ask, do you identify yourself as a nerd or a geek?
Ooh.
Or something else entirely?
Okay.
Sex fiend.
Like a jock. No.
I'll see.
How about a quadriplegic who shoots his girlfriend?
Oh, you can find me on Twitter at Eric J. Dewey. You can find Steven on Twitter
at Stephen Mooney Jr.
And Matthew, we can find you on Twitter.
Yeah, I'm on Twitter too, Matthew_Renfro.
And until next week,
tap that sass, America. Do it. Do it now.